Hi guys, welcome to Stallion Confidential Podcast. Before I introduce you to the guests, I would like to introduce you to a concept, a vision. We were not designed to sit in chairs, we were not designed to stare at screens 24/7, we were not designed to feel tired at 25 years of age. That's not how our ancestors popped 8 kids back and forth, boom, boom, boom. Yet, here we are, struggling, hair loss, knee pain, back pain. Modern life made us comfortable and comfort made us weak. But what happens when you learn how the human body is actually meant to move, how it's meant to train, recover, adapt, evolve? Today's guest helps humans reclaim their performance. This is Stallion Confidential, and today I'm here with Tomo. Tomo, welcome to the show.
My brother, how are you?
Awesome, brother. How have you been? It's been such a long time. We've been in the talks to make this happen, and finally we did this.
You came here to Florida, man. We're in. I'm happy we got to do it in my studio because it's easy. It's easier than me traveling out to California right now. There's too much stuff going on.
I believe you. You're a busy man.
I mean, you are too. You're traveling over here. You have podcasts down in Miami, I believe, right?
Right.
And we're in Orlando doing this one. So I'm just grateful to be on here, man. I'm happy to have a conversation. You know, obviously we have some history together in the same organizations and some friends in common.
Yeah. Maybe some few common enemies.
Some common enemies too, I'm sure. Yeah.
But Tomo, let's start with origin of yourself. I'd like to know, who was Tomo before, fancy suits, cars, watches, room, because you the money doesn't make you. You made the money. Yeah. But I want to know, who were you before all of this?
That's a long question, or a long answer maybe to a question. Before the suits and all this stuff, I'm not that guy that just wears the suit because he wants to look a certain way. I also don't wear the watches because I want somebody to look at my watch.
Right.
I buy and like cars, stuff like that. My Aston Martin's downstairs. All that stuff is not for anybody else. And it's something that I think people lost in the equation. People dress for other people. People wear the watch for other people. People buy the car for other people or rent the car. For in Miami.
True.
We can get into that. True. Right? All the fakeness. People do all this stuff for other people, and they lose track of themselves, and they lose track of what they even like. And that's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
So who was I? First generation from an immigrant family. My family came from former Yugoslavia. So my legal name is Tomislav Marjanovic. I'm a junior, by the way. So my family came from former Yugoslavia. We're Croatian. Mm-hmm. They moved here before I was born. I was born in California, actually, where you're from. I was born in Los Angeles, Arcadia.
Okay.
Yeah. Very Hollywood, I know.
Wow.
You can tell by the clothing.
Yeah, very, very.
So, I was born there. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, in the hood. Very nice area. If anybody's from Cleveland watching this, 67th and St. Clair. Nice area. Mm-hmm. It was one street, basically, of Slavs, Slovenians, Croatians, Serbians. The rest of the neighborhood, not that it's a bad thing, but it was a black neighborhood, and it was very gang-ridden and crime-ridden, and it was a dangerous place. Lots of drug dealing around there.
Let me guess, it was mostly consists of certain ethnic groups.
It was a black community. I grew up in the black community.
Oh, wow.
All the time. I have no problem saying that.
Yeah.
And I love the black community.
Yeah.
Bro, I had so much fun growing up in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun working in that community in law enforcement. But going back, I grew up in East Cleveland, Ohio. Growing up in certain areas, and it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about culture, taught me a lot about people, taught me how to kind of mold yourself to be around different cultures and people. And I think people lose that stuff.
Yeah.
And that led into my law enforcement career and how I behaved in law enforcement, and also led into business later on. But my early life, I was around all kinds of different people, and I think it really benefited. And then I got into bodybuilding at an early age, 13 years old. Getting into the bodybuilding scene, competed the first time at 17, and I competed up until 2018.
And let me guess, it was all natural?
Up until I was probably 32, which is when I went on TRT.
Yes.
And that's what led to my journey. So, my journey in hormones and everything came from bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. I was 19 years old. I told my bodybuilding coach, and I said, "Coach, I want to be Mr. Olympia." He's like, "Okay." I said, "I know what that means. That means I need to take steroids." That's literally what I told him.
Yeah.
And he laughed, scoffed at me, and he's like, "Okay, kid." And he told me, this is 2004-ish. I was probably 18, 19 years old.
Wow.
And he's like, go get your blood work done. Nobody's doing this in 2003, 2004. Nobody's getting blood work done to test their hormones.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to an endocrinologist.
Right.
So I go get my labs tested from this doctor that he suggested, and my labs came back. I was 1470 nanograms per deciliter naturally. So super high. So I'm like, way above normal level.
Yeah. Normal's like 980 something, I believe.
It's even less than that. Yeah. It's people have been watching this through decades, and it's scaling downwards. They would say, I think the average right now in the United States is closer to 500.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was closer to 1,500.
I think our mutual friend of ours, he was, I think, almost hitting 200 mark.
Yeah.
When he was
Yeah. It's crazy. That's the level that a 80-year-old man should be.
Wow.
What's the environment, right? We'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I tested, and he's like, kid, you're basically naturally on steroids. He said, don't touch anything until you absolutely need it. I said, okay. So keep doing what you're doing. So I just kept eating, kept training. But at that point, I was like, I know I'm going to go on steroids because I'm going to be Mr. Olympia. 19-year-old kid, dumb as hell, right?
Yeah.
So I started researching everything. And from that point, 19 years old, until now, really, I'm still educating myself. But until my early 30s, when I first went on TRT myself, I studied every book. And this was before the internet was the internet. It was not as easy to get information. You didn't have ChatGPT, right? So I had to go to libraries. If anybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
So I had to go read books, medical manuscripts, medical journals. I read every book there was on hormones, on anabolics, on the endocrine system, on how the body dynamics work. And I did this for over a decade. That's what led me into my career. And I was doing this while I was a cop. So I was bodybuilding, educating myself while being a police officer.
Wow. Okay.
And at 30-ish, 31 years old, I felt a major decline in my hormones. And because of all this education, I knew what it was. Got my labs tested. I was like 600 something.
And it was just, your diet was the same, your lifestyle was the same, but it just natural causes.
It wasn't natural causes. I'll tell you what it was.
Okay.
It was my sleep schedule. Because I was working midnight shift my entire time.
Cop sleep schedules are very tough.
It's shit, bro. It's bad. Yeah. So I'm basically working midnight shift my entire career. Because I like the night. That's when all this fun stuff happens. I know. Some people are shooting each other and stabbing each other and running from cops. That's the fun stuff. So I feel this decline, and I'm working out like a maniac. I'm eating perfectly, and I'm doing my cardio, and I'm like, I'm gaining belly fat. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? My sex drive is going away. I'm starting to feel depressed, anxious, can't sleep. I'm like, okay, these are all signs of low T.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me go look. I get my labs tested at a doctor, 600 something. He's like, yeah, you're normal, right in the range. Good job. I'm like, no. I have every symptom in the book. I said my normal levels were closer to 1,500. That's my optimal. And he's like, no, that's not possible. I showed him my old labs because I have all my historical labs. And he's like, you must have been on steroids here.
Yeah.
So this is what led me to go into the TRT route and the TRT clinic route. And then I got my first treatment when I was like 31. And man, did that make a difference. Immediately solved every problem. Wow. So I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
At 33 years old, I leave law enforcement. I go work for a medical clinic that does TRT. It's basically a TRT men's clinic. Ended up leaving that clinic after I built it from 700 patients to almost 4,000 in 9 months because social media presence.
Wow.
Yeah. So I built that clinic from nothing to massive, and I became a equity holder.
Was it yours or was it someone else's?
Someone else's.
And you just worked as sales?
I was sales marketing. I left my law enforcement career to do sales and marketing for this company.
Wow.
And I built that company. I got, I think it was 19%. I don't think it was quite 20. It was 19% of the company he gave me in equity. And as soon as that happened and I got my first check, I got a phone call saying there were some bad things happening at that clinic, legal things that I can't currently discuss on camera because I'm still in a lawsuit with these people.
Okay.
So I had to leave that clinic, and I said, well, two choices. Go back to police work or start my own clinic and take everything that I've learned to do in the clinic business and everything learned that I've not to do. Don't commit felonies. Pretty easy. Pretty easy not to commit felonies, you know what I mean? Yeah. If you really know what you're doing. Yeah. And I took that route, and I had an investor at first. I ended up eliminating him as an investor, and then I owned the entire thing. That was 2019. So 2019, I started my own clinic, which became Aspire Rejuvenation Clinic now, and scaled from there. And the rest has been history, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the quick life story of what I'm sure you're going to have more questions on it.
No, I definitely.
Yeah.
We'll get deeper into that. But I want to touch bases with, so you left a decade of entire work for law enforcement work.
12 years total.
12 years of that, and you left that to start something new just because you're like, okay, if I keep going down this path, I have to choose between health and work.
That's not the reason I left. I left for a myriad of reasons. But one of the reasons really when it comes down to it was I started to hate the job. I started to hate my police.
Everyone says that. Everyone says that.
You know, well, it wasn't what it was when I started. I started in 2007, you know, and I left in 2018, late 2018.
Yeah.
When I started, it was fun. It was about catching bad guys. It was about, you know, being a cop, catching bad guys, doing the right things, protecting people, you know, getting in foot chases, getting in car chases, like fun shit that you think about cop stuff, you know? Yeah. Very dangerous for 60, 70 grand a year,
right.
You know, but it was exciting. And then it turned into a sour place for me because they basically did not want you to do your job anymore. It turned, the political climate changed law enforcement to where you no longer were supposed to go after the bad guys. You were supposed to be a kinder, gentler person. Like I got in trouble for quote unquote, I swear to God. And all right, so I'm in an all black neighborhood in Clearwater, Florida.
Okay.
This is where I worked my last portion of my career, my last 7 years.
Okay.
So I'm in an all black neighborhood. It's where I like to work. That's where the crime was.
Makes sense.
They were selling crack and there was gangbangers and, you know, guns, and I'm like, this is the spot for me.
Right.
So I started getting complaints. I get pulled into the office by I think it was my lieutenant. He's like, hey, we're getting complaints that you're harassing the black community. I'm like, the whole community's black.
Yeah.
I said, who's complaining?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I'm not harassing normal residents. I'm harassing the people that are selling crack. I said, is that who's complaining? It's like, doesn't matter. Just stop doing what you're doing. Because I was the guy, I would pull my car up to the substation in that neighborhood and I would walk. And like most cops wouldn't do that. Like I would walk, I'd be like sneaking behind backyards and be snatching motherfuckers off the sidewalk. Fuck? Yeah.
Wow.
That's what we used to do.
Okay.
We used to get in foot chases and going after, you know, this is when it was still kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I would get in trouble for it.
Okay.
And I started getting in trouble for basically doing like fighting crime.
Yeah.
And they took me out of that area. They put me on the east side of the city, which was all white people. And like, I didn't know how to deal with white people in a law enforcement perspective. Like I'm asking like, it was like a 7:30 in the morning traffic stop. I go up to this woman. I pull her over. She's speeding like crazy. I go up to the window and I'm like, where do you stay at? Where do you stay at, bro? Is what I said to like a 50-year-old woman going to work at 7:30. She's like, excuse me? I'm like, I'm sorry. Do you have your ID? Yeah. Do you live around here, ma'am? I'm like, holy shit, I've been in the hood too long. You know what I mean? So it's funny, but it's like, you know, that's the area that I used to work in, and I loved the area because I actually could make a difference there. Pulling a 50-year-old woman over for speeding and giving her a ticket, I'm not doing anything, really. Busting the crack dealer, right? You know, who's dealing crack to kids, or busting the gang member who's going to shoot somebody, and they did shoot at each other a lot. Yeah. You know, I mean, I walked up into shootings constantly. The people that were literally executed in the middle of the street. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy, you know? So, like, doing that kind of law enforcement, that's what drove me. So when they told me that I could no longer be a police officer like that, I'm like, fuck this. So I ended up getting deployed to the beach. Clearwater has a beach area. Okay. Different district.
Again, white people, I assume?
No, I got in more trouble there.
Oh.
Yeah, we were catching murderers, and I was getting in fist fights every night. Okay. It was fun. Good times. Okay. You know, but also,
I see the smirk on your face. You really loved it.
I actually enjoy. Like,
oh wow!
If you're a real cop, like a real cop that actually enjoyed the job, like when you got a call, and this sounds crazy to anybody that doesn't understand this. Yeah. And Gary's ex-firefighter, by the way.
Oh wow!
Gary, when you heard there's a giant building on fire, and you could die in that situation, did you get excited? Of course he did. When we got a call like shots fired, active shooter, I'm like, oh fuck yes. I'm excited, bro. Yeah. Like I literally wanted to go and do that job. It's just a different mind. You were a little crazy.
But I mean, someone has to do it.
Someone has to do it.
Right.
But I mean, you may as well have somebody that wants to do it.
Yeah.
Instead of like what you have today. It's like a bunch of pudgy kids like with degrees that are cops right now. You see them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On a power trip, got bullied in high school or something. I see it a lot.
Right.
the days of the heavy hitters, the ex-football players,
Yeah.
or the ex-military guys that were becoming cops, it's not happening anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But again, that job got sour, and I tried to go to the FBI. I actually just did a podcast with someone called the IA guy, Internal Affairs guy, and we talked about my IA story, where I tried to go to the FBI, and the agency found out, and they pulled an internal investigations affair, a bullshit one, and they ruined my chances of going to the FBI. And it all got basically swept away. And they're like, oh yeah, don't worry, kid, we'll get you on the fast track up to, just make sure you fall in line.
Right.
They didn't like me because I didn't follow the rules.
Yeah.
So they were like, oh, we'll get you in line. And they were like, you're going to be fine. I said, okay, thank you, Chief. I said, here's my resignation. Resigned that day.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah.
In his face.
Yeah, here's my resignation.
Damn.
And my FOP rep's like, because I didn't tell him. My FOP rep, who's like my union rep, he's like, what the fuck did you just do? I'm like, yeah, I'm not towing the line. I'm not doing this. And I left and I did that sales and marketing job, which led me into the clinic realm now. Everything happens for a reason. Imagine if they wouldn't have killed my FBI chances.
Yeah.
And I was through the whole process. All I had to do was a physical test. I passed the board interview in one try. Doesn't happen.
Wow.
They wanted me.
Wow.
And then IA investigation put a stop to it. But if I would have done that, who would I be today?
Just because you weren't like a good guy who'd listen to them and they're like, well, we won't let him.
I know this about myself now, which FBI probably wouldn't have worked out either. Neither would the military. I wanted to do the military as well at one point. I didn't like authority when it didn't make sense. So if somebody with authority came to me with an idea or an order and it didn't make sense to me, I'd challenge it.
Yeah.
That's what normal people would do.
Yeah.
But when you're in a paramilitary organization, you can't do that. When your sergeant gives you an order, even if it doesn't make sense, you got to do it.
Yeah.
That's your job. Well, me, I wasn't that guy.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can tell you a quick story. I had a situation at a sheriff's office that I worked for only 7 months when I came to Florida. He wanted me to do something called a Baker Act to a 7-year-old child who hit his mother's leg and was being like abrupt and violent. And what a Baker Act is basically a psychiatric evaluation, forced arrestable psychiatric evaluation for a 7-year-old kid for hitting his mom. His mom called the police because she couldn't control her child.
Yeah.
And my corporal's decision when I was on scene, I was brand new there.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we would normally just Baker Act this kid. I'm like, I'm not Baker Acting this child. I said, there has to be other resources we can give her, maybe some after school stuff, maybe figure out what's going on with the dad, where's the father? And I'm trying to like figure out something else instead of forcibly taking this child, handcuffing a 7-year-old, and then taking him for a forced psychological evaluation at the hospital. That's what you do. And they lock him in a room and give him meds.
Wow.
I'm like, this is not the right call.
Brutal.
Corporal told me to do it. I said no. Then he ordered me to do it. I said, fuck off. Called the sergeant. Sergeant comes over. I said, fuck off. I said, if you want to do it, you do it. He called the lieutenant, the commander of the entire district that I was working in. He's like, you're ordered to do it. I said, I'm not doing it. I said, fire me, do whatever you want to do. I said, I'm not doing it. I ended up researching all the county things and basically giving her a bunch of stuff. I said, send him to these after school programs, get him into martial arts. I understand he doesn't have a father. Maybe try to figure out what kind of father figure you can find in these organizations. And that was my fix. But like, they didn't even try. But that's my thing. That order doesn't make sense to me.
Now it was ego versus ego, like lieutenant, sergeant.
Well, they outrank me. I was a brand new deputy there. I was literally like 3 months on the job. And they're like, you're ordered to do it. I'm like, nope.
Damn.
That's why I never got promoted. But it's also why a lot of cops trusted me. Like people on the street, and then when I did like Joint Terrorism Task Force stuff, and I did some other stuff that we can't talk about on camera, when I did some of those other things with the like federal agents and stuff like that, and some military guys, they were like, this guy's good.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just gonna follow an order. I'm gonna do the right thing.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life.
So, if anyone asks you if Aspire Rejuvenation goes like, IPO or anything, some interviewer asks you, what's your superhero story? I'd like you to say that.
Say one more time?
If someone asks you, what's your superhero story? That's what it should be.
Superhero story. Got it? Yeah.
Because that sounded like a script from a movie. And
oh, it's real life.
no, I'm pretty sure. I believe you. But truly admirable.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
Would you like some more coffee, brother?
Yes, please. But with all that against you, your lieutenants, your sergeants, and everything, but you were still given a Medal of Valor.
That was in my early career. Yeah, it's a funny story.
So
I was actually on the phone with my mother, who you just met.
yes,
The CFO of my company.
lovely lady. Yeah.
Awesome lady. She's a very, very good woman, very powerful woman. She taught me a lot. Actually taught me about Stoicism. She was the one who taught me about Stoicism at a young age.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wild. Yeah.
Why? Because she's Slavic.
It was just the thing she always told me, because I had a father who left early.
Mm-hmm.
I had a stepfather who committed suicide in my young life. So 2 father figures ripped out of my life very
Wow.
abruptly.
Okay.
But traumatic, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I had some anger issues when I was growing up, which were solved later in my late teens.
Mm-hmm.
But she always told me, she's like, Tomo, the only way to control the world around you is by first controlling yourself.
Mm.
And she would just tell me, she's like, don't react, think. And
Put that on a T-shirt, guys. Put that on a fucking T-shirt.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I forgot where I was going with that. What was the question?
Medal of Valor.
I apologize. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I was on the phone with my mother.
Yeah.
And I was maybe 2 years into being a police officer at this point. So we're talking 2008, 9, maybe in that range. You could probably find the article and tell me the year. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But there was a house fire. I'm on the phone with my mom, like, hey, there's a house fire, whatever. And she's like, okay. She's like, all right, be safe. And it was early in my shift. I got started at like 10 p.m. Mm-hmm. It was like 11 p.m.
Mm.
And I was saying goodnight to her, a 22, 23-year-old kid, still young. And she's like, don't be a hero and don't go running into the burning building. And she's like laughing about it. I'm like, haha, Mom. I'm like, I'm not a firefighter. I'm like, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
That's what I told her. So I go to the house. And there was one other cop car there, and I didn't see anybody in, and I heard a woman screaming. So I ran into the house.
Yeah.
Typical stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
In a full polyester uniform.
Yeah.
Gary, how does that work in fire? Yeah. So I hear women screaming, and I hear another Croatian guy's name's Dominik Soric. I think he retired now. And I hear him in there. I go up the stairs, and the smoke was so heavy that it was maybe 3 feet off the ground. It's an old wood house.
Wow.
So there's a lady crawling, and he's grabbing her. So I basically crawl. I'm army crawling. I'm dragging this woman down to the stairs. An old woman was in there as well, and she was in such pain from her knees and hips that she tried to stand up.
Wow. So
I quickly stood up, almost passed out because I almost got smoked out.
Right.
And the smoke was so hot at that point that it was like I couldn't breathe, couldn't see.
Damn.
So I ripped this old lady down. I was hoping not to hurt her, and ended up dragging her down the stairs. And we carried both these women out of the house, saved their lives. And I think the only thing that died was maybe one cat. Even the dog got out. So we didn't think anything of it, but we're sitting out there after we got them, and they went in the ambulance. They had pretty bad smoke inhalation, and I had the same thing, coughing up a storm.
Mm.
But that was my Medal of Valor story. I didn't think anything of it.
Wow.
I was just like, yeah, no, that was my job, right? Like there was somebody in a house that was burning. It's like, obviously you got to go save them.
Yeah.
Young 2-year cop. But yeah, when the firefighters got there, the firefighters are all looking at us. They're like, you guys are fucking crazy. You guys went in there with no protective equipment, in polyester, in a house that was very much on fire, with smoke basically all the way down to 3 feet off the ground.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy.
Wow.
And Gary will tell you how dangerous that is. If you breathe that in, you're passed out. You're done.
Not just that, it could have flashed over depending on how bad the fire was.
There you go. Yeah, so it could have flashed over and just burned us alive.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was the Medal of Valor story. It was very interesting. And I didn't think anything of it. I don't even know where that Medal of Valor is. It's in a drawer somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, I never did it for medals. I just did it because it was the right thing to do.
Do you think there are people in law enforcement that would do shit for just medals and honor and just be on the stage and just look all fancy with photos? And stuff?
I think that's a level of, well, it's like trophies, right?
Yeah.
Why a Medal of Valor? It's a trophy.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing. But I didn't really care about it in that way. I cared more that I saved the women. The award was cool and it was whatever, and I probably should have it framed somewhere because it is meaningful. But I was never somebody who celebrated that kind of stuff. I don't know why. It was just never in my mind at that point.
Maybe you didn't want us to get into like the whole gist of like, oh, okay, like a dog, you know, like you do good shit, you get a treat. You do good, like
Maybe, yeah. I think it was more like. I mean, I didn't like celebrating a lot of stuff when I was younger. Where was
I still don't.
No?
I don't know why. Why do you think that? Have you evolved from that?
I have. I used
How?
to never celebrate my birthday. I used to work double shifts on my birthday every year on purpose.
Same.
To not really.
I swear to God, I don't know how to celebrate any holidays, Christmas, even my own cultural holidays. I just have no clue.
I will tell you that you should, and I'll explain to you why.
Please.
It's a gratitude thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sniffly. I was in Ohio. It was 0 degrees when I left on Monday morning. 0. No degrees.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So, this is why I had to learn to celebrate things and take a moment, because when you work hard at something, you work your ass off at something, right?
Yeah.
How hard do you work all week? So most people don't deserve holidays. Most people don't deserve even a weekend.
Please say that again.
Most people do not deserve a weekend. Most people do not deserve a holiday.
Yep.
Most people do not deserve to be done with your day at 5 or 6 p.m.
Yep.
Whenever you get off work. Most people should be working another 3-4 hours because you didn't work that hard all day anyway.
Yep.
So
what are the productive hours that you actually put in? There are barely any. Maybe 2 if you have to count little minutes and minutes and minutes.
There's a study about this, and they said that people that work in normal office settings, you know, like the cubicles, whatever, they do an average of, I think it was like 49 minutes of work.
Wow.
A day, like actual work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, there's some jobs that's impossible to do that.
Yeah.
But if you're not being monitored, or you're not like doing a call service or something like that where you're being tracked, like less than an hour of actual work. Half of it is scrolling on TikTok, dicking around with some emails, doing whatever. But, you know, if you work hard, which I do, and I'm sure you do.
Learning.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you work harder than most people. So if you work hard, your birthday, I used to look at it in a certain way. My birthday was specific. You know, holidays, I like being around family. Holidays was never about, like, you know, Christmas, let's say. What religion are you?
Sikh.
Sikh. Okay.
I was born into, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, you know, if there's a holiday where gifts are given,
Yes.
outside of birthdays. So let's say you celebrate Christmas. I never cared about the gift thing. I cared about the family eating together. That was more important to me. The family eating together was huge because I didn't have that growing up.
Yeah.
So that was the reason for the holiday. So I always celebrated those. But my birthday specifically, I used to always look at my birthday in one specific way. I'm another year older, and I haven't accomplished what I wanted to accomplish.
Yes.
That's how I looked at it. And it was such a bad way of looking at it because I'm literally putting myself down immediately and only looking at the negatives. So I flipped it a few years back, probably when I was 36 or 37. And I looked at it and I said, okay, I'm another year older. What did I accomplish? What exactly did I accomplish? What goals did I set? Where am I compared to last year? And, you know, A and B, always measure backwards. If you truly have to try to accomplish nothing. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so you're telling me that if you look from your birthday in 2024, we're in early 2026, so 2024 to 2025, from 2024 to 2025, you're telling me you accomplished nothing? Nothing has changed. You've not made $1 more. You have not bought a new house, a new car. You didn't go on a vacation. Your child didn't learn something. You can always find a positive thing if you measure backwards properly. Now, if you only look at it from futurescaping and you say, well, I didn't accomplish this. Okay, well, why didn't you accomplish it? You know the reason. It's because you're lazy. It's because you're lazy. It's because you didn't put the effort in. You cannot tell me that there is a person out there that spent that year putting in maximal effort and time. I have a job. I have kids. Shut up. I don't care. Everybody has a job and kids.
Yeah.
Everybody has bills.
Yeah.
Do you watch TV? Here. Do you watch TV?
Yeah.
If you watch 1 minute of TV, that's 1 minute you could be spending on actually accomplishing something.
Exactly.
The average person in America watches 3.5 to 4.5 hours of TV a day.
A day?
A day.
And that's not counting social media time.
No. I think the total screen time is 7 hours or 8 hours average. So 8 hours of your day is spent on a screen.
Wow.
From your phone to TVs, whatever. But I think it was 3.5 hours, 4.5 hours, something like that. We can pull the study.
Yeah, what?
But you think of that, because I had a guy who asked me for advice. Well, Tomo, I wanna get successful and rich. This guy was on Instagram, and I berated him, bro. Mm-hmm. Because and I was like, well, what are you doing? Well, I have work, and then I have my kids. And I said, oh, are you a single dad, or are you married? Oh no, my wife is my wife's stay-at-home wife. I said, okay, cool. I said, when do you get off work? He said 5 p.m. I said, when do you get home? He said 6 p.m. It's about an hour drive. I said, it's a long drive. So he gets home at 6 p.m. I said, what do you do then? Well, I try to spend time with my kids. I said, okay, what else do you do? Mm-hmm. Well, I try to relax, and I'll spend time with my kids and do whatever. And I asked him very simple questions. Do you watch TV? Do you read books? And I ask him, what are you doing with your time? How much sleep do you need? Oh, I really need 8 hours. No, you don't. You need 6. You don't care about your goals enough if you sleep in 8 hours.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
If you're not maximizing your time. I sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. Like a baby, bro. If you saw my sleep, Whoop sleep band, let me show you my sleep. I'll show you. So, but I'm telling this guy, I'm like, you are wanting success and more money, right?
Yeah.
So you're wanting success and more money, but you're telling me that it's more important for you to spend time with your kids, which, let me tell you something right now, it's important to spend time with your kids.
Yeah.
But if your kids are young and you have a stay-at-home wife, it is your job and your duty to provide for your damn kids and your damn wife.
True.
Well, I'm going to miss so much time. Yes, you are. Welcome to being a man. Welcome to being an adult.
Yeah.
If you want more.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that you want more, and don't tell me that you want to make more. Don't tell me you want to make more money or be successful. That's different for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Don't tell me that you want that, and then tell me that you're putting in no effort towards that. And you're working a normal 9-to-5 job, and you're not doing anything extra.
Yeah.
That's what people expect. People think it's going to be given to them. They want a get-rich-quick scheme that they can do online passively for 30 minutes. That's not how this shit works.
Yeah. Tell them. Yep.
If you want to make money, you got to put in time.
Yeah.
So, all right, you got 6 hours of sleep. Let's say 7. I'm going to give you 7 hours of sleep. Okay? So what does that give us? 17 hours?
True.
Right? A day. Did I do that math right?
Yes.
17 hours.
Yeah.
So 17 hours you have in a day. Work a normal job. 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Commute. There's 9 hours. Work out. I don't have time to work out. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
You have time to work out. Another hour, right?
Yeah.
So you have all this time. If you don't watch TV and screw around on the internet and screw around on, all this nonsense activity, if you don't do all that, you have almost enough time for a full other job. And that still gives you time with your kids. Don't do another job. Find a hobby or passion or project that can make you money.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Every passion project can make you money.
Yes.
Every single. This podcast can make you money.
Yes.
If you dedicate yourself to it. Mm-hmm. You're trying to tell me that if you dedicate yourself 4 to 5 hours, let's say 4 to 6 hours a day. If you dedicate yourself 4 to 6 hours a day, I'm going to give you weekends off.
Yeah.
5 days a week for an entire year. You think you're not going to be a masterful person at this? You're going to be so good, it's going to be obnoxious. Mm-hmm. People are just lazy.
You're right.
It's just, it's baffling. Now, real quick, I'm going to show you my sleep thing because this is crazy. Check this out. Restorative sleep, 5 hours. Look at that REM and sleep.
Yeah.
I sleep like a baby, bro.
Is it just now that you think the more and more you've understood yourself with hormones, with vitalization,
Yeah.
Was that the case before? Because you said your sleep was kind of messed up, but
my sleep was messed up when I was working midnight shift because your circadian rhythms flipped.
But what about when you were building business or Aspire and stuff?
It depends what time we're talking about. So in the early days of building the company, I mean, I would cry myself to sleep, and I'd cry first thing in the morning. And I have no problem saying that. And it wasn't that, I'm not, my ego is not too big to say I wasn't completely distraught and literally in tears daily. Because every day during the early days and really the early years of building this business, it was so close that if I didn't make a certain amount of money that day, we're bankrupt. Every day. Every day. So imagine, I'd wake up in the morning, I'd be like, get my workout in. No matter what my workout's in.
Yeah.
Me working out is like brushing my teeth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I hope everybody brushes their teeth every day. So if you don't, we have a lot of other stuff to talk about, but that was my part of my day no matter what. I don't care how stressed I am, I'm going to the gym. I don't care how shitty the workout is, I'm still doing it. I don't care how much I hurt, it's happening. After my workout, I'd go to the office. I'd literally pull into the parking garage in my very small office. My new one is downstairs below us, quite big.
Bro, it's fucking gorgeous.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Fuck.
So I would go into the parking lot, and before I would go up, and I was always the first one in, before I would go up to the office, I would literally bawl my eyes out in the car because I was just so stressed and like it was so tight.
Was it like having a gun to your head every single day?
Every day.
Yeah.
But that was, when I think about it now, it was the most fun. It was the most fun.
Elaborate, like how?
I
mean, you love thrilling jobs. You've told us clearly that, but
well, no, it was the most fun looking back. In the moment, it doesn't feel fun.
Okay.
In the moment, it doesn't feel fun, but when you look at it, you're like, holy shit, look what I was able to accomplish. Like I was under the gun at all times for years. I didn't pay myself for the first 18 months of being in business.
Wow.
I couldn't buy groceries. Lived with my girlfriend. Like slept in the office. Like that was real. I actually did that.
Okay.
Yeah. Slept in my car. Like that was a lot of the first year and a half in business. So, but when I think about that now, it's like I had to put in maximal effort. And that's what people forget. And I'm also someone who forgets that. So think about those times when you had to put in maximal effort. And if you didn't do it this way, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like you need to do it or you die.
You die, yeah.
That's all that I just solved success for everyone.
Yeah.
If you put yourself in that position, it's like Patrick Bet-David, a buddy of mine, who whether you like him or not, I don't care.
Yeah.
He was one of my business coaches early on. And he told me, he said, sometimes your pillow gets too soft. You get too comfortable.
Right.
You got to harden that pillow. Throw some rocks in that pillow.
Right.
Make it a little bit uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable and you're stressed and you're in that position, you're going to be one of two people. You're either going to cower or you're going to fucking go after it.
Right.
You ever see like a little tiny dog that if you corner a little tiny dog, what does it do? It goes on its belly.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Scared.
Yeah,
you're going to retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Try to corner a pit bull. Like a good pit bull.
Yeah.
That thing's going to attack you. It's going to chew your head off.
Yes.
You have to be that one. That's the difference. So when I've become successful and my pillow's gotten too soft, I try to harden it again. Because I noticed when everything's going great, I don't feel great. I know. It sounds like I have all the money in the world, doesn't matter. I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's where it was at. Like $100,000 a month, but I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? Because I don't have a challenge. Men need that. And some women need that. Okay. It's not just about men. Women do need challenges too. It's different challenges, but I can only speak from a man's perspective. Without that, we feel lost. So you have to always kind of refresh the mission. Refresh the ideas, refresh what you're looking for, what you're trying to do. Man, if you understand how to manipulate your brain like that, holy crap. Because think about if I would have, and I still have not been able to get to that 100% maximal effort where I was crying in the morning, crying at night, and every day I'm going to die if I don't do this.
Yeah.
Imagine if I could do that mentality with making $500,000 a month. Bro, you're unstoppable at that point. You're Elon Musk.
Yes.
You're Jeff Bezos.
You have to be kind of autistic to do that too.
You have to be crazy a little bit.
Right.
The most successful people are a little bit crazy. So if you learn how to manipulate yourself to not just enjoy the success and celebrate the birthdays and celebrate the holidays, because you should celebrate your wins. Like everything that I have is a win. When I bought my first Lamborghini, I cared more about being approved to buy the Lamborghini than actually the Lamborghini. Like all I cared about was that I was approved for it. Yes, you can buy it. I'm like, woohoo!
Yeah.
I was giddy. I got chills.
Yeah.
When I actually bought it and drove it away, like I didn't care as much. I know it sounds weird.
No, it's like how you have the love of the game, not the reward itself.
Correct.
It's same with, I don't know if you can talk about this, but same with chicks though. But like you
Yeah.
like the process of getting them out on the date, but when you know like you have them, it's not like you lose interest, but you think it's attainable at that point. Like you've gotten your high off of that.
It depends on what you're dating for.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
Dating for intention to marry is different than just dating to date.
Exactly.
Yeah, dating to date that's sport.
Yeah.
That's hunting.
Yes.
Everybody loves hunting. Gary loves hunting. But he can't because he's married.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, but also he hunted for his wife, right? When he was hunting, he hunted for his wife, but he was hunting with an intent to find a wife, to get his children, to have his family.
Right.
It's all about the intent.
Right. Now that I'm thinking of a story too, like I did amateur boxing.
Okay.
Yeah, and remember, used to have good nights of sleep, 8 hours. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this. I have my like genetic advantages. Gonna keep the open and distance. The coaches hype you up, but when you know that other guy's putting in more work than you, and you get punched in the face and literally humbled, where did I go? And that hurts your ego to the point that you can never imagine.
Yeah.
Especially getting punched in the face in the ring in front of people, your own family.
Yep.
You have that moment of grief, as you said, and then you're like, okay, where did I go wrong? Why am I not hungry at that point? And then you have 8 to 6 hours of sleep, running, diet, midnight nap, and then again back like working 3 times a day.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Sure. Well, it's like, you really only have yourself to blame if you fail.
Yes.
Now, that being said, you also need to understand that there are people better than you.
Yes.
And there always will be.
Bigger
Always.
fish. Yes.
But that doesn't mean don't try to compete. Because the real story of life and success is that there will be dozens, hundreds, thousands of people that are better than you at something.
Yeah.
Always. But are they going to outwork you? Hard work beats talent all the time until talent works hard.
I got a follow-up question for that. So you said compete. So there's two perspectives in competition. Now it's like, okay, someone, let's say like Joe Rogan. I'm gonna just say his name. Joe Rogan is competing for UFC, and he is the build he is.
Sure.
Do you think him outworking anyone who's a heavyweight will get him the results he wants?
Well, he wouldn't fight a heavyweight. Who would he fight, right?
Maybe someone with the better genetic advantages, better age. So what I was getting to that with that is, are you being the best version of yourself? Is the competition with yourself, or are you competing with the market out there?
If you compete with the market and you compete with everybody else, you already lost.
Okay.
You already lost. And I'm not saying that they aren't competitors. They are. But if you don't focus on maximizing your own potential, and this is where everybody screws up. Everybody tries to maximize skills or bring a personal asset that isn't their natural gift. Like, I'm never going to play basketball, bro.
Yeah.
Not tall enough.
Yeah.
Way too white.
Not black. Oh yeah, I was.
It is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, they're like, black men are better at basketball.
Yes.
Sorry, it is what it is. I don't care.
Yes.
They're like, most of these guys are better athletes.
Yes.
They're faster, they're taller, they're stronger. It is what it is.
Yes.
All good.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, what are your skills? People don't even assess this anymore.
Right.
People only look at life and they're like, oh, well, this guy is very successful and he's a basketball player and I like him playing basketball, so I'm going to focus on basketball.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a 5'7" Israeli guy, I'm sorry, bro, you're not going to probably play basketball in the NBA. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like, you have to understand what you're given. But here's the problem. They get upset about that. And they're, oh, woe is me, I'm never going to get this. Or they try to like go around this idea and say, well, I'm just going to keep focusing on this thing that I know I suck at. Okay? Instead of saying, okay, well, no, I'm probably not built for basketball. I'm not even skilled at basketball. Do I love it? Sure.
Yeah.
But what am I good at? I'm good at collaborating. I'm a good talker. I'm really good at management. People like me. You kind of sound like a basketball scout or a basketball team manager, not a basketball player. Why don't you use your passion for basketball, build your marketability for this thing, And now you can still win your championship ring. You're not going to play basketball because you suck.
Yeah.
But you can still play the game
Yes.
of basketball
Yes.
by being the general manager of this team that you built based on your skills. That's all it takes. I was just watching Last Dance with Michael Jordan last night, again for the 15th time. One of the best documentaries.
Yeah.
And, you know, you look at it like that, you can love something but suck at it, but there are support roles that you're really good at. So people don't even assess their maximal gifts. Like, do you know your gift?
Yes.
What's your gift?
I'd say, well, being in front of the camera, speaking, being wise in terms of like looking things from not one dimension, 3 dimensions, like as a concept, because there's no one reality in this world. Many different realities in this world. So moving on and forth, I believe when I started fighting, it was exactly what you said. Fighting, you want to be the most baddest dude in the room, but at the time you don't think that. You're like, I'm just gonna go. The testosterone's rushing, the adrenaline is rushing.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this is my sport. I'll do it. But when you keep doing and then you start to realize how much you love it. Is this even what you want to do, or you just went because everyone was doing the same?
Yeah.
And that's the moment of reflection I had. And like, am I ever going to be the best UFC fighter like John Jones, or even best boxer like Anthony Joshua, even though we are the same stats? Am I ever going to be a new Anthony Joshua? Probably not. Do I want to be? No. What can I be good at? Then I wrote it down. And
so important.
Wrote it down, and so on and so forth. And probably am working with a new Netflix series because I've pivoted my way into podcasting, acting, and so on and so forth. And then we'll see where the journey takes you.
I love that.
So
you're decisive on what you know your skill is, right?
Right.
And not only that, you're detailed.
Yes.
Probably because you wrote it down and thought about it. Most people don't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Most people just think, oh, well, they're doing this, they must have got lucky, or oh, they're this, you know, and you can try your ass off at something.
Right.
I'm trying to think of somebody, I can't think of anyone at the top of my head, but like, there's certain people that can't do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
You put a camera in front of them, they can't talk.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable, they're sweating, they're looking around, they're shifty. I've always been very chill in front of a camera. Obviously you are too. It's kind of whatever to us. But that's the point. The point is like, what are you actually good at? Can you tell me, anybody, give me 3 things that you know you are good at, and it's like this is the way to like figure out your gift. What's the one thing that you do that other people say comes easy to you? Super simple way of kind of figuring that out. So like,
that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
If your mom, your brother, your friends, your girlfriend, if they're all like, man, that comes so, like, how are you so good at that? Like, you don't even practice. Like, you're you know, where did that come from? Like, you're always on point with this one thing.
Yeah.
That's your gift. Now, what you need to do is maximize it. Whatever that gift is, build everything around that gift. That's why the education system is bullshit.
Yeah.
Education system teaches you to be a jack of all trades and not a master of one.
Yeah.
If you are a master of this little circle with this pinpointed idea, and now this pinpointed idea could be this big, but everything surrounding it could be huge.
Yes.
And if you can understand how to target that, you're immediately going to be successful. People don't maximize it.
Yeah. It's kind of sad, but I'd also like to touch bases on the AR-15 moment. Like, I read a story about like a gunman pointing an AR-15 right in your face. Can you walk us through that? Like, what happened?
It wasn't right in my face. It was on the other side of a house. So there's probably 2 stories that might be getting mixed up. There was one where a gun was pulled and someone tried to shoot me in the face.
Okay. That was a Glock 17?
I think it was it might have been a Glock 19. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But that's why I can't hear so well out of this year. That's why I have really bad ringing in my ears. So I have like 70% hearing loss in this year.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you're talking on this side of me, it's a likely scenario that I won't hear you unless you're pretty loud. And you'll notice, and I noticed this during COVID actually, during the pandemic, you know, everybody's wearing masks, right?
Yes.
I read lips a lot. And people are like, oh, you have really good eye contact. And I'm like, it's not because I'm staring at your eyes, I'm staring at your fucking mouth so I can see what you're saying. Like, I read lips a lot because I actually can't hear very well.
Right.
And that was from when somebody tried to shoot me in the head during a altercation when I was in law enforcement. The AR-15 scenario was a different scenario. Guy came out as an active shooter, and basically I was on a corner of a building. So here's the building. I'm on this corner, and he's on this corner. He ended up getting shot by 2 officers over here, but he came and pointed that rifle towards me, and I was here, and I couldn't see because Christmas lights were flashing. It was Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Okay.
So that would have sucked to die on Christmas Eve. Family wouldn't have been happy about that.
Yeah.
But when I was right here on this side of the building, I got pulled backwards. And later on, we're doing the debrief. I'm like, hey, who was behind me that pulled me backwards? Thank you. Because I probably would have lost my head.
Yeah.
They're like, you fell on your ass, dude. Like, nobody pulled you. I felt a very distinct pull on the back of my vest that ripped me so hard off my feet that I fell on my ass and back. Like, my feet went out from under me. Yeah. Some guardian angel God shit right there, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. So, that was and funny enough, that was my last day of field training at Clearwater PD. That was, and you're doing everything by the book. And if I wouldn't have done everything by the book, if I would have done it lazy, I'd be dead. Because that way that scenario started was, here's the house, here's it's like a breezeway, kind of like a patio, but it was closed off. So when I'm coming up to this house, basically I could have, if I'm lazy, I'm just going to walk up, knock on the door, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, everybody stay out of the breezeway. I walk up, knock, knock, and I retreat back out to cover. And I'm looking around the corner, and the guy walked by the little side window next to the door, and he had pistols in his pocket, and a shotgun on his back, and a rifle in his hand. I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go.
What came to that, though?
He was a suicidal male, basically like it was a child. I think it was a child's uncle or grandfather or something.
Okay.
I don't remember if he was drunk or not. He ended up getting shot. I don't remember if he died or not. I think he did. But basically, he wanted to get killed by cops. Suicide by cop.
What a fantasy.
So, because he doesn't want to commit suicide, so what he'll do is he'll try to
pick a fight. Yeah, he thinks it's GTA. Yeah.
So, that scenario happened. But if I would have been in that breezeway and other officers been in that breezeway, he may have just started firing through the door, and we could have died.
Wow.
So it's another lesson in life. It's like, don't half-ass stuff. If I would have half-assed that, if I would have done it by the book, I'd be dead. So that's like kind of the scenario. You look at it, well, if I would have half-assed starting this clinic, I'd probably be broke. We'd be closed. Right. But it's like funny, I was just on the phone with somebody from the UK, a buddy of mine, you guys might see sometime on social media soon, and he was talking to me about the possibility of us partnering up to bring my clinic, Aspire, to London.
Awesome.
Because he already has a clinic out there, and he was talking about it this morning. This thing's sagging down. It's kind of drooping, yeah? And he was talking about this. If I half-assed business, people like that wouldn't call me. But he's like, you have such a good reputation. You're the only guy that I trust in this industry. I'm like, damn, thanks. Cool reputation. But that's from not half-assing it. Full ass, brother, all the time. Full ass, not half-ass.
That's your nature, though. At this point, like, it's second nature to you. Like, you've learned to handle yourself in a way. I think it stems from you handling your body. Number one, like, you take care of your body, and then everything else is like it's a byproduct of your mind. I think
I credit bodybuilding to a lot of how I feel and behave and operate now.
Yeah.
So I don't think this thing's gonna get fixed. We got to get a new one, Gary. So bodybuilding in general, what does it teach you? It teaches you to suffer. It teaches you to put in an immense amount of work. And it teaches you that there is an end date. We talked about this the other day. When I would try to get in shape without an end date, I would always fail. Always. It would always be a failure. Because I didn't have an actual goal that was brutal enough to fail at, if that makes sense. And I'll explain why. When I was doing bodybuilding shows, let's say my date was June 30th. Actually, you know what? June 24th. It's my birthday. I competed on my birthday one year.
Okay.
Very funny. So June 24th, I think this was 2017. I competed on my birthday. But knowing that I had that date, if I stepped on stage, I mean, you know what a bodybuilding show looks like. You're wearing a Speedo, basically. You're basically naked on stage.
Naked, yes. Yeah.
If you look like shit,
it's going to show up.
You're going to see it.
Yeah.
And you should be embarrassed because it's not hard to get in shape. It's It's difficult, but it's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
The equation's easy.
Yes.
So with that date in mind, you have to make the pain point enough. Like if you go run a marathon, well, your friends and family are supporting you. Are you going to quit? You better achieve that marathon because everybody's been supporting and you've been training for this. So what, you're halfway through, you're going to quit? Well, if you do that means you didn't prepare. I look at this with everything. You have to put a date. People don't do this. People just set a goal. I want to be a millionaire. Cool. When? In the future. No. When? How? What kind of millionaire? Cash millionaire? Asset millionaire? Gold millionaire? What do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the details of what this means to you. We just set a goal. I have a late 2018 physique that I built that was probably the best shape I've ever been in. I pulled that old diet and exercise plan out, and I'm like, I think I need to do this again. And I'm sitting with Gary and sitting with Jade, and I'm like, I need to set a date. And I'm going to Poland to do some training with some guys, some tactical training that I still do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, it'd be cool to be in really good shape for that. I was shirtless with guns all day, abs sticking out, everything. So I'm like, June 1st.
Okay.
So June 1st, you're going to see a 2026 version of my 2018 version body. So we're going to see what 41-year-old or 40-year-old Tomo, almost 40, I'll be 41 in June. So you'll see what 40-year-old Tomo looks like compared to 2018. I was 33. Yeah, so 33-year-old Tomo. I'm going to try to beat the look.
Okay.
But June 1st, guess what happens?
What?
We're doing a fitness photo shoot. So we're going to go in the gym, and we're going to do a fitness photo shoot. No shirt, short shorts. So if I look like shit, it's going to show on the photos, and it's going to show on camera. And that's going to be painful because you don't want to look embarrassed in front of your people, right?
You guys work out together?
Well, it's just, this is my team.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if I fail at this and those pictures look like shit and I look like a slob and I'm holding belly fat, that's embarrassing, bro.
Yes.
Especially when I set this goal. And he's seen my 2018 pics. It's ridiculous. So it's like, if you look at it and set goals like that and make the pain of failure enough, if that doesn't motivate you to succeed, you're just lazy or your goal doesn't matter to you. And most people's goals don't matter to them.
Wow.
We see it all the time. Here's my New Year's resolution. You don't give a shit. You don't give a shit about your New Year's resolution. You fail at that the first week.
It's such a scam. Like the New Year's resolution and all these, you see gym membership go up and you have the fitness guys coming out. Like this year you have to do this. Like it's such a scam, bro.
Just make a change. Don't wait for the new year. Don't just do it.
I want you to debrief this quote for me because I heard this somewhere. So imagine how hard it is to change yourself, and now imagine how much of a fool you are to change someone else. What do you think of that?
So you can't change other people. We know that, right? Anybody that's had an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend watching this knows you can't change people. And people largely don't change. Now they can. Because there's that quote, everybody said, what? People don't change. They do. I've changed. You've changed.
Mm-hmm.
We all change if you understand that you need to change, always.
Mm-hmm.
And we are constantly changing. Changing yourself is simple. It's hard, but it's simple. Because it's just behavior. And it's just patterns.
Yeah.
Well, okay, what do you want to change? What do most people want to change about themselves? Easy one is to look at, I want to be in shape. I want to lose body fat. I want to have a six-pack.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing to do. It's just changing your habits. If you create the habits, and what is it? What's that quote, Gary, where it's like behaviors turn into habits, turn into routine after 8 weeks, something like that? I forgot. There's a timeline to it.
21 days.
21 days.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
All right, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's only 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So you can change the entire outcome of your future in 3 weeks if you just buckle down and stop being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to do 3 weeks of, it's going to be hard because changing your habits is hard.
Right.
If you now say, my new wake up time is 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm going to go to the gym at 5:30 because that's the only time I can go to the gym. All right, cool. You have to do it for 3 weeks. And then after that, it becomes routine,
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes part of your repertoire.
Yeah.
It becomes part of your behavior. Changing your behavior is just changing your mind.
Yeah.
Now, how the hell are you going to do that with somebody else? How? It doesn't make sense. You can't. People need to choose their own path.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about that quote, and we're talking about can you change someone else, okay, then I'm going to ask anybody watching, I'm going to ask you, can anybody change your mind? Can anybody change you? Can anybody say something to you that's going to change you? Or is it just has to come from within?
Unless I want to find out the answer, then it only will. Otherwise, no.
But that has to happen.
It has to.
It has to happen from you.
Yes.
It's that simple. It's impossible to change other people forcibly. Now, can you inspire them? 100%. We do it all the time.
Yeah.
You're doing it on your podcast, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
You know, I do it on mine, I do it on social media. We do it talking to people, we do it walking by. I get inspired by people all the time.
Yeah.
I got inspired by an overweight male and female couple 2 mornings ago. Or was it yesterday morning? What day is today? Yeah, yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning I got inspired by this couple. And they were in there working out together. And they were both very overweight.
Mm-hmm.
But they were in there in their gym clothes, sweating their ass off, working. That inspired me. I'm like, they're in here putting in the work. It's February. It's middle of February.
Yeah.
That ain't a New Year's resolution thing. They're still going.
Going, yeah.
You know? And it made me want to help them. You know, it made me want to say, hey, what's your guys' goal? Hey, what are you guys doing? Hey, can I help you with anything? And I talked to the guy in the locker room, and he's already got, you know, he's on TRT. He was like late 30s, and he's doing all this stuff. And, you know, I'm like, excellent. And it wasn't to try to sell him to my clinic or bring him here. It was just trying to figure out, hey, how can I help this guy? Because he inspired me to work harder because they're starting here, starting at the bottom.
Yeah.
And they got to work themselves up. And they probably look at me, and if they're good people, they get inspired.
Mm-hmm.
If they're shitty people, they talk shit.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. There's really no middle ground.
Right. Right.
You know?
You mentioned something about having a guardian angel. Are you religious at all?
I grew up Roman Catholic.
Okay.
So I grew up Roman Catholic. I don't practice religion anymore, but I pray every day. And I pray before I go to bed. And it's more gratitude. So when I pray, I don't ask for things. When I pray, you know, most people pray.
Yeah.
Please, God.
Please, yeah. Like
Please help me do this.
more like begging, yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's their prayers. When I pray, I practice gratitude. Thank you, God, for my lessons. Thank you, God, for my stress today. Like I said this last night before I went to bed. Thank you for my stress today, so I can learn something from it. Thank you for the anxiety over this situation. You know, and I'm like, thank you for this bed.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for this house. Thank you for the food. Gratitude is a form of prayer. So, you know, I would say that I believe in the Christian God, which is also technically the Jewish God, also the Muslim God.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
They're all Abrahamic religions.
Yes.
And this is going to piss people off if we put this out there, which I love.
Okay.
I say this on multiple podcasts.
It's true. I mean, I don't blame you, but I don't know why people do get so sensitive over their religions. Like, oh, you just offended them, but like, you're right.
People are like, no, the Muslim God is not the Christian God. I'm like, nope, it is literally the exact same God.
Yes.
The sons of Abraham. Like, well, the Jewish one is not the same one. Nope, it is. They build on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Judaism, Christianity, and then Islam, they literally build. It's like a linear thing.
Why do you think it's so much separation, though? Like, why it can't be just one thing? Like, why? Because
it is one thing. It's politics. It's politics. It's politics. It is what it is.
I want someone to say that. Like, people listen to you, and I actually want one of my guests, like, who has the knowledge, who have done their research, who knows what goes behind that. Because it's not just like they sell an emotion. They sell like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do to be good, and you have a fear of not going to hell and greed of going to heaven.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And now they can justify their actions on people based on religions, and at the end of the day, I don't believe in any religions you can't be merciful. I mean, they think they can come out and apologize, and there's clean slate.
Let me tell you something how I feel about religion, heaven and hell, all this stuff. So here's how I think of it. So there's extremists in every religion.
Right.
We'll just put that out there.
Yes.
Okay. And there's atrocities from every religious order. And I'm not singling anybody out, but there are some extreme Islamic people that have done some horrible things.
Mm-hmm.
And Christians always cite this. I'm like, you guys really don't study your history, do you? I'm Roman Catholic. I know what the Catholic Church has done.
Yeah.
Look at the Crusades. There were several.
Yes.
We killed millions and millions of people
Yes.
with the name of Jesus Christ.
Yep.
It's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It's the wrong thing. Oh, blasphemy. Cool. Fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because when I look at God in my way and I see God and I'm like, so if I'm a good person and I treat people well and I help people and I give charity and I'm honorable, and I make mistakes
Yeah.
like everybody else.
Yeah.
But I am truly a good person because I'm this religion and not this religion, I don't get to go to heaven. God is going to fucking punish these people that think this. He is going to punish people that think this shit. To think from a Christian perspective that Muslims go to hell, or from a Jewish perspective that Jewish people think Christians are going to hell because they follow Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to get into the, by the way, I've read every religious book.
I can tell.
Multiple
I can
times,
tell. Yes,
okay?
Yes.
So, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of this,
Yeah.
On what monotheism is and how Christians are technically a little bit more polytheistic because they're worshiping both Jesus and God.
Yes.
And then the Trinity part kind of gets really muddled.
Yeah.
We can go into the Council of Nicaea and how the Bible was written and all this stuff, but we're going to leave that alone.
Yeah.
But, when you look at it, I believe there's a heaven and hell.
Uh-huh.
I believe there is. Whether I'm wrong or not doesn't really matter.
No one knows.
Because when I die,
Yeah.
it's either nothing or it's something.
Something, yeah.
So I try to be the best person that I can, live with honor, live with integrity, treat people well. And I know by doing that I'm going to go to heaven. I know that. Because if there is a just God out there, which I believe there is, that just God is going to see that I was a good person regardless of what church or mosque or synagogue I went into. And by the way, I prayed in all of them to the same God. Some churches, I feel nothing. Some churches, I feel everything. Every mosque, I felt something. I felt the presence of God in every mosque. Only one synagogue I ever have, and that was in Bosnia. And I'm like, they're all religious and they're all holy. I may not agree with everything surrounding every religion,
Right.
but I've also been to Buddhist temples. Man, did I feel something. I was like, whoo, am I going to convert to Buddhism? No, I don't care to. I don't have to follow a sect.
Yes.
I don't have to follow one thing. And they may say, someone actually commented on a video that I did, and they said, well, Tomo, it sounds like you're just making your own religion. Okay. Does that bother you?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't have my bag with me, but here, I have a cross right here.
Yeah.
In my bag, it's probably in my car, I have a pocket Quran. Yeah.
Okay.
I've read the Quran 9 times.
Wow.
I've read the Bible probably 20 times.
Wow.
I've read the Torah a few times. Never read the Talmud. I've read a Buddhist book a couple times. What else did I read? There was there's a cool old religion that kind of predates all Zoroastrianism.
Never heard of
Predates
that.
everything.
Okay.
Zoroastrianism predates all religions.
Predates. Okay.
Predates.
Yeah.
It's the oldest religion that we kind of that was organized.
How many years? Old.
Oh, it's thousands of years older than Christianity.
What about Hinduism? I believe.
Hinduism's pretty old.
Yeah, Hinduism dates back to, I don't know,
Well, so Zoroastrianism was more regionally based, I believe, where Judaism and Christianity.
There you go.
Yeah, so Eastern religion and Western religion, they're very different. And Eastern religion, there's some old stuff out there. And, so what? All those Eastern religions, they're all going to hell? You're telling me the Buddhist monks going to hell? The Buddhist monks going to hell. Really? Because it doesn't believe in Christianity or Islam.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry. That sounds stupid to me. I can't go with it.
But how can you explain that to a person who's so deeply rooted? And especially, I haven't seen this in Christians,
Yeah.
but in Islam, I have seen that people are really like tight about their minds, and they have like the blinders on. They wouldn't even listen to you.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even listen to whatever you have to say. And I had a friend, and I was like, okay,
These are Muslims?
yes,
Interesting. Because every Muslim that I interact with, they're very tolerant of other religions that I see. Probably mostly the Abrahamic religions.
yes.
Because they all have the same prophets. For the most part.
Yes. But again, but then also the factor, I think that differentiates, because people like Muslims I met like back home in India, or Muslims I met here versus Muslims I met in different countries. I've seen one thing is they're all actually different than each other. I'm like, how is that possible? The book is the same, the Quran's the same.
Yep.
It's who is grooming you, who's teaching you. You think your mother knows the best? You think your father knows the best? They don't. You think your preacher, pastor, or the person who's giving you a speech, he knows the best? I don't think so.
They're
because
people.
Yeah, because the people or the person who wrote the Quran wrote it in a frequency, in a mindset which you might not able to comprehend. You will understand and interpret that information according to your mindset, your frequency.
Your upbringing.
Yes. And then you will want to hear and want to read what you want to learn and read.
Correct.
Not the person, how he's teaching.
Correct. So, it's so individualistic, which is why people should be very tolerant. Now, we're not talking about the extreme sides. We're not talking about the sides that are like breeding negativity.
Yeah.
Because they're all bad. I don't care if you're a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, Hindu, whatever. Don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're any of those. If you're a bad person and you demean other people because of their religion, you're an asshole. I don't like you.
Yes.
If you're telling me that Muslims are bad and Muslims get out and they're the devil and they worship the devil, first of all, you're just ignorant as hell. Zero tolerance whatsoever, and you're bought into something that you don't even actually understand.
Yes.
And most of these people don't even know the history of it. Most people have no clue what the history. I had somebody that told me they didn't know that Jesus was a Jew.
Yes.
Gary, I swear to God, somebody got in an argument with me, and I'm like, what religion was Jesus? Because they were arguing with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what religion was Jesus? Well, he was a Christian. I said, holy shit, we have a lot to talk about. I'm like, Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah.
What? No, he's the leader of the Christian church. I said, who did Jesus pray to? God. Who do you pray to? Jesus. Gotcha. Right? So it's like, it's really weird. And I don't like to get in these conversations too much because people get really heated.
Yes.
And they get really offended, which they shouldn't. Because I just want to get people to understand that we are way closer than anybody realizes, especially in the Abrahamic religion side. So you see Muslims fighting Jews, Jews fighting Christians, Christians fighting both. They're all fighting each other.
Yes.
They're literally cousins. Like, they're cousin religions.
Yes.
They all believe a little bit something different. It's the same God. It's the same God. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
You're wrong if you don't think so. It's literally the same God. They all build on each other.
Yeah.
Same prophets. The same prophets of the Jews were carried over to the Christians. Same prophets of the Christians carried over to the Muslims.
Yeah.
It's all the same thing. There's small variances, but you can respect them all. Shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah.
The reason we're fighting is politics, and people buy into the politics of religion.
Yes.
And that's the number one thing that people need to understand. You see politics in America, left versus right.
Yes.
We're way closer than we realize.
Yes.
Now you have extremes, and the extremes are what you see. And guess what? The left extreme, idiots.
Yes.
The right extremes,
Idiots.
idiots.
Yeah.
It's the same with religion. This part in the middle is where everything actually is happening, and people are lost because they're only paying attention to what media feeds them and to what social media feeds them.
Correct.
And they're not sitting down having conversations like this.
Yes. What's your perspective on, if you have read Quran, what's your perspective on the man or the woman has to convert for the religion if they want to marry a Muslim?
I understand the reason behind it because it's a cultural thing. And I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? But also, people also don't do that, right? I mean, I know you're supposed to.
Yes.
And there's a reason for it. And it's so culture and tradition can pass on. Because you're supposed to do the same thing with Orthodox.
Mm-hmm.
If you get married in the Orthodox Christian church, both parties should be Orthodox Christian.
Okay.
And you can't get married in the church, in an Orthodox church, unless you're both converted to Orthodox Christianity.
Yeah.
Catholicism, same thing. So Islam is the same thing. I'm sure Judaism is the same thing.
Yeah.
So, that makes sense. It's not because, you're like, how do I say this in a way where it's not misinterpreted? You're not like stabbing, your religion in the back to go to a new one. It's just you are understanding that from this cultural perspective, like going from Christianity to Islam is a much different culture.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
There's different
regions are totally different.
There's different rules.
Yes.
There's different rules, different systems. There's different things in place. If you do that, are you a bad person? No, I don't think so at all. I think you're making a choice for the future of your family.
Yes.
But you have to do it all the way.
Yeah.
Don't half-ass it.
Yes.
Again, right?
Yes.
And the same thing, if you're a Muslim and want to convert to Christianity, let's say, you're a Muslim man and you find this Orthodox Christian woman and you guys decide together that you're both going to go the Orthodox way, it's still the same damn God.
Yeah.
It's still the same God.
Yeah.
You're just worshiping slightly different.
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell everybody. But understand the culture is different.
Yes.
So you're either going to go this culture or this culture. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a choice. And people are able to make that choice freely.
True, but now you can't half-ass it. You have to full-ass.
Full-ass.
Understand that. But also if you're full-assing it, let's say you full-ass your own religion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if you're Muslim, you're Christian.
Sure.
You have to go, you're like, okay, I'm going to have to convert. But if you've read the Quran,
Mm-hmm.
there are nitty-gritty things of if someone who is not a believer in Allah will face burn of hell.
Sure. Well, what is Allah?
Again, the God, they say a different name, yes.
Yeah. So Allah. What's Allah means, and people think this is a different God. This is why this gets so confusing.
Yes, you're right.
Allah in Arabic means the God.
The God, yes.
Jesus spoke Aramaic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jesus spoke Aramaic. You know how you say God in Aramaic? Ilah.
Illah, okay.
Same word.
Same shit, yeah.
So when when Jesus worshipped God,
Mm-hmm.
because Jesus was a real person, by the way. This is not a fairy tale. Jesus was real.
Yeah.
Okay? So when Jesus worshiped God and he was speaking in his native tongue Aramaic, he was saying, praise be to God, praise be to Ilah. It's just a word. It means the God.
The God, yeah.
So what's cool about Islam that I love about it, and I love Islam as a religion and as a people, I have very warm and very impactful feelings.
It's beautiful. People are warm.
It is beautiful.
People are nice. They're so nice, so respectable, so hospitable. The food.
100%.
Right.
Yeah, and I've felt the same in Orthodox Christian and Catholicism, and again, there's good and bad people everywhere.
Yes.
Right? But what I love about Islam, and I don't remember exactly where this is in the Quran, but it talks about Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about Islam being the end, how it's like this was the
Last
migration
prophet.
of the religion, right?
Yeah.
And it says in there that if you read and believed everything in the Old Testament, it is right. And if you read and believed everything in the New Testament and in the Christian Bible, it is also correct. And now you're supposed to also believe everything that is correct in the new one, in the Quran.
Interesting.
So it's like, it doesn't say push away the Christian and Jewish books. It says those are also correct. And you should believe in those too, but there is a building of it. So in the Quran, it says there is tolerance for this, because in the Quran, they understand that it is all the same God. That's what I love about it.
Okay.
And I love that it goes there. And when I read it the first time, and I mean, I'm reading the surah about Mary, about the Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
I'm reading the surah about, and Jesus is mentioned how many times? Hundreds in the Quran? And I'm like, this just feels a lot like what I've already known about Christianity. That's the first time I read it. By the way, the first time I read the Quran, it was in a negative tone, because I was a cop working in anti-terrorism.
Okay.
And the bad guys were Muslims. And I was taught in America to hate Muslims.
Yes.
And I'm ashamed that I was there.
But did you know any better at that point?
I didn't know any better.
That's the point.
But that's what most of America is.
But they're innocent. And the media takes advantage of their innocence.
Correct. And if people just get out of their own way, they'll realize that there are beautiful people in all these religion and all these places.
Yeah.
there are just evil actors in them as well. And you shouldn't differentiate them based on a religion. You should differentiate them based on the person. If you differentiate these people instead of an entire religious group, it's like the ultimate form of bigotry.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's like, oh, crying like, oh, racism is so bad and this and that. Like, you're doing the same shit. You're being a bigot against an entire religion with billions of followers and saying they're all bad because they're Muslims. And same thing. There are Muslims out there that are on the extreme side. Everybody's bad because they're Jewish. Everybody's bad because they're Christian. Really? All of them? That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people to demonize. It doesn't make sense.
500 million of the world, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it's such a fun conversation. I love religious conversations. I love historical and religious conversations. It's my thing.
Yeah.
I've looked at it for years and years since I was a young kid. I would watch and read about historical items, religious items, and cultural items because they're all so intertwined. You know, like, you know, when you look at how Asia was formed, and Asia's much older than the West.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about Europe.
Yes.
It's the West, right?
Yes.
Compared to Asia, and you look at how all of that transpired and how all of that kind of came about. It all comes from one thing. It just spread out.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys started doing something a little different. These guys started doing something a little different. But you can still see the core of it. The core of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, that core, if you just look back far enough, it's the same core.
Yeah.
So is most of Europe. The Americas is a mishmash, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a mix of.
It's a giant mix.
Yes.
You know, because the people that were here, unfortunately, were all killed. Pretty
Yes.
much. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the Native Americans that were here.
Yeah.
But where did they come from? It's. I love the history about it,
Yeah.
and I love how culture develops. But people need to stop just fighting each other over everything, and just start kind of just looking at people as people. Good people are really easy to spot. So are bad people.
Yes.
It's not hard to see an evil person
Yeah.
if you're paying attention.
That's, I like how you said about, like, it's about people at the end of the day, but the politics have separated you because they want to feed off your separation, not your unity. Because if you get united, then they're in trouble.
Oh, could you imagine?
Just think of that for a second.
Could you imagine if could you imagine the people united against the real tyranny of the world? These governments, the Epstein list.
We could get into that. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
Yeah.
really think about it. Like, could you imagine if the people actually united and went after the real evildoers of the world? Woo!
Yeah.
Can get real crazy, real quick.
Damn, you're right. I was gonna say, yeah, if you like religious conversations, I'm sure this is the end of it when people are like, okay, who created Jesus? God. Who created God? And then you're like, okay, then your mind just doesn't stop, so it just keeps going on and on. What do you say to those people? Or like, what answers do you have to that?
I don't. If I knew, I'd be, you know, I'd be a very important person in this world if I knew the answer to that, right? So what is God? It's a belief. Have I felt the presence of God? Yes. Do I know that was the God that I think that's the God? I don't know. If you look back far enough, when it was, you know, polytheism, people believed in many gods.
Yeah.
Is there actually many gods? I have no idea. I believe there is one God. I could be super wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, like you look at Norse mythology. You look at, I mean, the what is it? Hindu
mythology, yeah. There are like thousands of gods.
They still have thousands of gods.
Yes.
They still believe that today.
Yes.
And all gods play a part. Is that the real answer? I don't know. Wouldn't it be cool if it was? If there was just thousands of gods? Maybe, yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I think when I look at religion, they're all right. And they're all wrong. But I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like, why do I care so much about which answer is right?
Right.
Have a belief. Follow that belief. I would say don't be a zealot for it. I would say understand that every single religion out there, yes, every single one, there's not one that doesn't preach pretty much the same basic concepts. Be a good person.
Yeah.
They all have the same concept. If you're good, you will have a good afterlife. If you're not good, you will not have a good afterlife, for those that believe in afterlife.
Yes.
Some people don't believe in afterlife at all.
Yes.
Some religions.
Yeah.
Some religions believe you'll be reincarnated. Wouldn't that be sick?
Yeah.
I'd love to have another go at this.
Yeah.
Have another, 130 years. I plan on living to 130, by the way.
Wow.
That's where I plan on dying, 130-ish.
You're like Brian Johnson?
Brian Johnson's interesting experiment. Yeah. They're saying, I actually saw a hilarious meme on Instagram the other day. And it was Brian Johnson, and he tests everything, obviously. And they were saying his expected age of death is like 105. And then it shows, that's what he's saying.
Okay.
And then there was a picture next to it, and it showed this old Italian guy who smokes cigarettes and drinks wine all day, sitting on the beach. Expected age of death, 130. There's a lot that goes into how long you live, and they're figuring out that stress is probably the number one cause of death. The less you stress, the longer you'll live.
What's the difference between stress and pressure?
Have you ever heard the term eustress? Eustress, a psychological term. There's distress. You know what distress is?
Yes.
So distress, bad stress.
Yes.
Eustress, positive stress. What's the difference? Everybody knows the difference. What is good stress? Good stress is, my wife's going into labor. Oh my God, my wife's going into labor. It's stress. Heaviest amount of stress, right? Because, holy shit, my baby's about to be born. Good stress. Positive ending. Bad stress. My family member just died. Nothing good about that.
Yeah.
Right? But it's stress. Stress with a positive outcome happens all the time. People mistake it as bad. People mistake good stress as bad stress constantly. It's crazy to me. You are supposed to feel stress, but when you say pressure, what you really mean is eustress. It means positive stress. That pressure is good, and you should build that around your life always. But you also have to understand that you need to decompress. You need to relax. You need to find things and do things that make you feel calm, because you still can't be in eustress all the time either. They're like, I'm like the typical entrepreneur on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to grind. I'm grinding. What does grinding do?
Sounds gay.
But what does it do? What does it do, right?
Yeah.
Grind.
Yeah.
When you grind stone, what happens? You're breaking it.
It's
breaking into dust.
Yeah.
You are diminishing that stone. When you grind anything, you are wearing something down. Understand that concept is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have rest. You have to have recharge. You have to have enjoyment in your life, which is why I told you earlier, celebrate your birthday, celebrate your holidays.
Yeah.
Enjoy vacations. I take a lot of vacations. Okay, I don't take a lot of vacations. I do a lot of travel. Gary can attest.
Mm-hmm.
Do we enjoy during that travel? Absolutely. Do we also work during that travel? Absolutely. I almost work more when I'm traveling than I do, when I'm here.
Wow.
But I have learned that you have to first recognize that there is good stress and accept that stress is good.
Mm-hmm.
Understand that bad stress is there for a reason as well, is to build resilience. But don't live in those too long. People live in bad stress too long because they constantly. Do you understand how your body, how your internal body reacts to stress? So, let me tell you. So if a stress situation happens, let's say somebody comes in here with a gun.
Yeah.
And I have to, whatever. We have to defend ourselves.
Yes.
We're going to win, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
So, so we win, stressful situation. But let's say it's traumatic for one of us. For me, probably going to be excited about it because I'm psychotic, right? So, I forget about it and I don't relive that moment. But let's say I can't single either of you guys out. Let's say there's another person in this room who's not as, good with their stress.
Yeah.
They're traumatized by it. It's a scary situation for them. When they relive the moment in their mind, their body, from an adrenaline standpoint, from how their hormones respond, from an organ standpoint, from their blood pressure, their cholesterol, everything, their brain functions, their serotonin levels, or dopamine, their body reacts in the exact same chemical format from remembering it as they do from actually going through it. So people that relive these bad stresses, and they relive these traumatic incidents, they put their body through the same system response over and over and over again. So not only are you reliving it mentally, you're also destroying your body by doing this. You're also making your body go through the entire thing over again, and you don't even know you're doing it.
Wow.
So whether you're living in this eustress moment or this distress moment, let it go as fast as you can. Live it, and then go on with your damn day. There's so many stories I can tell. The one that I've told before is that, when I lost like $250,000 on an investment, and I'm sitting at a table. Actually, I think I was sitting at this table. I was sitting at this exact table in the old office, and I have my CPA, I have one of the accountants, I have somebody else on a Zoom, and we're going over the fact that we lost this money. I said, and they're all freaking out. Fuck, oh yeah, this is bad. I'm like, okay. I said, is the company are the company still? Is my holding company still okay? Yeah, it's okay. I'm like, do we have to fire anybody? No. Okay. Is anybody like losing their house or going hungry? No. And my next words were exactly this. Isn't it fucking cool we can lose $250,000 and nobody loses anything? They're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This was my actual reaction. I'm like, well, what did we do? We learned that we can lose a fortune. Yeah. Because $250,000 to somebody is a fortune.
Yeah.
We can lose a fortune of money and still be great. And everybody's okay. We all have houses to sleep in and food on our tables. Our kids are fine. Everybody still has a job. That's fucking cool. And also, we learned a lesson. We learned we're not going to invest in this type of business again. We're not going to invest outside of our scope of businesses. It's a lesson. They're in a distress mode. I'm in a eustress mode. I looked at it as an opportunity.
Okay.
And I looked at it as a check mark of, I can burn $250,000 and not fucking lose sleep. Sick.
That's a sick way to look at it. I like that.
But that's the only way to look at it. It's how you frame it.
Yeah.
How you frame things. What are you going to frame any situation? Now, it's tough to do when a family member dies.
Yes.
But death is real.
Yes.
And it's something that everybody deals with. We're all going to die.
Inevitable. Yeah.
We're all going to die.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's at a ripe old age. Right?
Yep.
Hopefully you get to do that, God willing. But if it's not, okay, what'd you learn? Well, I'm super sad. My father, my uncle, my whatever, this person died at an early age.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very sad. I'm sorry you're going to miss them. How did they die? Heart attack. How old were they? 50. Why did they die of a heart attack at 50? Where's your lesson? Do you want to live the same life as your father or your uncle? Why did they have a heart attack? Well, they were overweight. Why were they overweight? They didn't exercise, they didn't eat right.
There's the answer.
Sounds like you have something that you need to fix in your life if you're living the same life they are.
Correct.
I'm not saying that you can reframe everything like this. Some things are just tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Tragedy is lessons as well, and it's lessons in resilience. Because even when tragedy strikes and the most horrifying, most horrible thing can happen in your life, how do you move forward? And if it's something like losing a loved one, no matter who it is, would that loved one that is lost, would they rather you sit there and sulk and in sorrow and relive this moment and relive this pain and destroy your body and destroy your life? Or would they want you to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
It's simple equation to me.
Yeah.
I look at things a little bit differently. Some will call that a little bit cold. But I don't want to live in a stressful moment even a second more than I have to. Cry, yell, punch a wall, punch a punching bag. I don't give a shit what you have to do to deal with it. But I'm sick of people playing this victim thing for so long. There's still people that are like, well, yeah, I messed up because of my father. I'm like, that was 30 years ago. You're fucking still on this? Like, you're still here? You're letting something from 30 years ago haunt you and destroy you?
Yeah.
Well, I hated my father and he was this and that. Okay. Well, he's still doing it to you because you won't let it go. You haven't even moved past. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard. It's hard, but it's simple.
Yes.
It's supposed to be hard. Everything in life is hard. The simplicity of it is cool. Feel it, accept it. If you want to forgive or you don't want to forgive or you don't want, but it doesn't matter. But just move the fuck on.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking for anybody. Stop holding on to everything in your life. Go relax. Go paint. Go walk on grass. Go jump in the ocean. Go do something that makes you feel good inside.
Correct.
People just sit here and they spin in this perpetual cycle of woe is me and this is hard and I'm sad, and their body reacts in kind.
Yeah.
And they end up dying early because stress is the number one killer of everyone.
Yeah.
It's proven.
Let's tap. Now we're talking about entrepreneurship and everything else. Let's talk about, like, how close did you actually get to losing it all? Because you lost $250,000 and you were working like it was gun to your head. But like, how close were you to losing it all?
In the early years, every day.
For how long?
About 12 to 18 months.
And did you ever, even for a second, thought, like, if this doesn't work out, I'm doomed? Or was...
Of course, I had to. You have to think like that.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the other thing. I didn't think it in a way of like, okay, can this all go to shit? And can I lose everything? Yes. Did that mean I was going to stop? No. And here's the way that I thought about it. What's the worst that can happen? I go bankrupt? Who cares? At that point, when I'm building this, I don't have a wife. I don't have any kids. Nobody's dependent on me. I'm just trying to do something.
Yeah.
So if I fail, all I'm failing is myself. But if I don't try, it's already a failure.
Yes.
What's the worst thing? I'm not going to die. My family's not going to let me starve to death.
Yeah.
You know, I can't afford groceries, but if I really needed groceries, I can have somebody help me.
Yeah.
You know, but the difference is, like, you have to understand that you can fail, but that's what's fun about it.
Uncertainty. It makes you feel more alive.
But if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
It's not easy it's not easy to make $10 million. That's why not many people have $10 million. It's not easy to, you know, people discount what is like really happening, or people discount like people having like a stupid shit, like a supercar or a Rolex or, you know, whatever your taste is, you know, or a mansion. It's hard to get that. That's why most people don't have it.
Is it hard, but also not simple? But it's hard, also simple?
I think success is simple.
Okay.
I think success in general is very simple. It's just habits. It's just habits and execution and just not giving up. Now, there are things that will not work. It's not going to work. You have to understand that too. Now, there's nuance to that. You know, when do you know when to give up? I don't know. That's up to you. You know, when do you know to do this? I don't know. When do you know when you have to pivot? It's so individual. But quitting before you put everything into it, you know, and some people can't do that. Well, you got 3 kids and you got a wife and you got to support your family. Well, sorry, bud.
Yeah.
You can't risk it all. You should have done it earlier.
Yes.
Can you put more effort into and use your time more wisely to get more successful? Yes. Can you quit your day job and go fuck off and try to be a painter when you have 3 kids and a wife to support? No, you can't. Sorry. You can't do it. You should have done that when you were 22. We were young and dumb and you could fail and your parents will still have your back and whatever. It's always simple. It's always just, it's an equation. I hate to just math it to everybody, but it's like, you know, effort plus consistency plus not giving up ever until you feel like you're going to die, and maybe even until you are right there on that step of death. Yeah, that's where you need to be. You put those things together, you're going to win.
Yeah.
You may not win at the exact thing that you want, but you're going to win.
Yeah.
It's really hard not to. You have to really try hard not to win. I keep telling everybody this.
Let's talk more about Aspire now. Like,
sure.
You refused to franchise your clinics because you didn't want the business to lose its quality, right? Why do you think scaling a business is actually what ruins most businesses?
People scale for the wrong reason. People scale for the reason of making money, and they destroy the soul of what the company is. They destroy the soul. I could have already sold this company several times.
I can tell. Like, yeah, you have a clinic, I believe, in Dallas.
Dallas, Pittsburgh, actually Wexford. Technically, it's north of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Evansburg. I just bought a building in Cleveland to open one there. Dubai. I just had to talk about London today. It's people. I get probably 5 to 10 emails a week at this point for people trying to buy us. They want to buy us because we're old. We're very well known. We have a great reputation. They want to buy us or absorb us or partner with us to spread it everywhere.
Yeah.
But, you got to be careful with that. Who are you working with? When you look at, private equity and stuff like that, they can destroy what your business is about. Now, am I opposed to doing a franchise model eventually? I'm not opposed to it 100%. I just know what it does. I just know how it can screw it up.
Yeah.
So I don't want to screw it up. Now, will I partner with people and will I make this thing bigger, faster? Yeah, that's probably my game plan in the next 9 to 12 months.
Okay.
My next 9 to 12 months, we will probably align with some big money players and we will spread this thing. Because I feel like the way we do things is the right way of doing things. And a lot of people in the industry think the same thing. I mean, my quote unquote competitors, they're all friends of mine. These guys are friends. I just talked to one of them today. That's the guy who wants to open up in UK.
Okay.
My buddy Scott Odie, who I've mentioned on podcasts before, he owns Summit Rejuvenation Center.
Yeah.
And he's located primarily in St. Louis area. He also opened one on the other side of Florida. And he even asked me before he opened it, am I going to be stepping on your toes coming down here? I said, absolutely not, bro. I said, you can open right next to me. I said, I'd love to see you. We have different clientele. And this industry is just scratching the surface. We service like total probably at this point 18,000 patients.
Wow.
So we're sitting right here on is this the west side of Orlando? Yeah, west side of Orlando. There's 18,000 people within a mile of here right now. Literally. Within a mile right here, sitting in buildings and going to stores and driving through here, there's 18,000 people. Guaranteed. We're not even scratching the surface. It's not even started yet. What I started 7 years ago, we are still so in the infancy that it's going to be 10 years until it catches up. In 10 years, it'll be $1 trillion industry. In 10 years. Mark my words. If you're getting into this business for the right reasons to actually impact health and impact people and help people, again, good and bad.
Yes.
There are bad actors in this industry as well who are only in it to make money.
Yes.
And they don't give a shit about people's health. And they do it to shove medications down people's throat and make as much money as possible, turn and burn these patients, and they don't care about the health outcomes.
And that's what you've said about like how doctors are the true drug dealers out there.
Yeah.
Where do you think modern medicine has gone completely wrong?
It's been corporatized. It's not about they don't look to heal people or make people well. They look to sell people medication. They just lowered the was it the blood pressure score? Did I send you that, Gary? They lowered the blood pressure score now is lower again. It used to be 120 over 80, and now they say it to be 110 over 70. Why did they do that? People, they must have found new information. Nope. They want to sell more blood pressure medications, what they want to do. They did the same thing with cholesterol. When cholesterol medication was invented, I think it was the 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
When cholesterol medication was invented, the normal cholesterol level that was healthy was 300 total. They lowered it to 250. They lowered it again to 200. I think they're lowering it again to 180. Why? So they can sell more cholesterol medication. You know who writes all the books in the medical school? Big Pharma. No. It was this doctor that did this. I said, yeah. Look who funded it.
Who do you think owns Big Pharma?
Well, Big Pharma is, that when you say Big Pharma, there are major corporations, and this is why I talk about food all the time too, and I talk about how it's all one big web.
Yeah.
And you can actually look at there's a web of companies.
Yes.
You ever see the web of companies?
Yes, bro, insane.
It's like
Insane.
5 companies that own everything.
Everything, yep.
And it's, I can't even think of them off the top of my head, but if you look it up, you'll see this big web of companies, and it'll be food, pharmaceuticals, toiletry products, all this different stuff.
Yep.
And it's owned by just like a circle of maybe 5 to 7 companies in total. Well, what are companies here to do for the most part?
Make money.
Make money.
Yeah.
Sure. My company's here to make money. I also want to make impact. But guess what? I can't make impact if I don't make money.
True.
Can't pay my staff.
Yep.
Not a charity. So these companies, they just took it to a level where it's now, it's not about actually helping people. It's not about health. It's not about wellness. It's not even about food. It's not about being clean, for the hygiene products. It's about making money.
Yes.
And you'll see big companies buy out small companies, and this happens all the time. You'll see like a small mom and pop company that makes a really good product, and they get bought for $150 million from Procter & Gamble.
Yes.
Or from Unilever. Unilever.
Yes.
Yeah, that was another one. And they get bought from them to like companies that sold out. I'm like, well, I don't know. Did they sell out, or did the owner want to make $500 million?
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about making money, but it's doing it in an honorable way.
Yes. What's more honorable way than that, would you say?
When you look at medicine and the healthcare system is supposed to be about helping people be healthy.
Makes sense. Yeah.
It's not. It's about a Band-Aid operation that gives you a medication to treat a symptom caused by a larger health issue.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk about holistic wellness, when I talk about longevity, when I talk about anti-aging, when I talk about regenerative medicine, preventive medicine, all these terms that are being thrown around a lot lately. But when I talk about them, I talk about looking for the underlying cause of what is ailing a person.
Mm.
My thought pattern and what I've researched and what I know and what I can verify is that most of the age-related degradation that happens for people, for humans, has to do with their hormones declining as they age. So you look at it like your automobile. At 18 to 25 years old, we're all Ferraris, bro.
Yeah.
All of us, unless you have a medical problem or a health problem, or you're eating like shit your whole life. But if you have lived a relatively normal life, at that age range, you are a Ferrari motor. Well, as you age, that Ferrari motor starts to lose oil. Let's say your major sex hormone, testosterone, right? So what do you have in an engine? You have oil, you have transmission fluid. We're talking about the whole car.
Yeah.
Everything, even down to the windshield washer fluid. So you need to have a clean windshield.
Yeah.
So all these things, these are your hormones. If those things start to get low, that engine starts destroying itself. That car starts to destroy itself. It's the same thing happening in your body.
Yeah.
It's the best analogy I can give you.
Yes.
So does anybody, is there a giant prevalence in that 18 to 25-year-old male or female? Is there any prevalence of cholesterol and blood pressure issues and sexual dysfunction and, hair loss? And no, none of this shit exists. Why? Their hormones are optimal. Okay. But it's part of the normal aging process. Correct. The aging process is a decline in hormones.
Yes.
So what is anti-aging? Anti-aging is the restoration of your hormone systems, bringing them back to an optimal range, which is why I tell everybody, even young people, get your labs done between those ages, 18 and 25, and make sure you have historical labs so we know when you were operating your best. Because when you hit 30, 35, 40, 50, you're going to decline, and you need to be a patient. It's not a sales point. I don't care. Don't be a patient with me. Go to Summit. Go to any of the competitors. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just go and fix yourself so you can live longer. All I care about is understanding that, making people understand and helping them understand that healthcare, as you know it, as we all know it, is a Band-Aid operation to make you buy more drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Real healthcare, what we do, what this industry is doing, this whole system that I'm building, that other people in this industry are building, is to treat the underlying cause of what is going to eventually kill you. You figure that out, you figured out healthcare.
We talked about, really well said, we really talked about how these insurance companies will put so much money on keeping people on medication and masking the symptom for over 20 years and so, but it wouldn't fix the underlying cause, the root cause of the problem. Why do you think that is?
Well, the insurance companies are, you really want to get into this web. Big pharma, big medicine, and insurance companies, health insurance, they're all intermingled. They're all talking to each other basically.
Like basically like sitting on a table basically and just
Yeah. Gary's big pharma, you're big med, I'm big insurance, and
Yeah.
we're all trying to make sure we make a shitload of money.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's it. That's money.
That's it.
Oh.
It's just money. Everything's driven by money in those industries. You know, so why doesn't insurance cover what I do downstairs? Because they're going to lose a shitload of money. If insurance covers me optimizing your hormones with a bioidentical hormone, and that gets rid of your blood pressure issue, your cholesterol issue, your erectile dysfunction, your anxiety, your depression, your body weight issue, your diabetes. Oh yeah, diabetes is reversible, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them.
There was a new thing in Asia about that.
Yeah.
So what did I just do? I just eliminated 7 medications by optimizing one hormone.
One hormone.
And that happens all the time in my clinic.
Wow.
All the time. No wonder.
Let's talk about Aspire now at this point. Like we're headed towards that direction.
Sure.
For the person listening, can you explain what actually Aspire Rejuvenation do, like for dummies?
Yeah. So I mean, you know, we are a medical clinic. We're a fully licensed medical clinic with fully licensed medical staff, specially trained, hormones, anti-aging, wellness, regenerative medicine, preventive medicine. And when I say preventive, we're talking about this hormone system. We're talking about looking at underlying medical issues.
Yeah.
We are taking data. So when you come into the clinic, you're filling out medical form like you fill out any other clinic.
Yeah.
You're filling out, if you want some more coffee, it's probably cold now, but you're filling out a medical form. And that medical form is going to be medical history, what you're looking for, kind of any ailments you're currently having. You go through that, and then you get more data, lab work.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't stop at just lab work for your blood, checking everything, which blood work is the window to your health. If you're not getting blood work regularly, I would say twice a year minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what age you are. If you're not doing that, you're doing yourself a disservice. Data is your friend. And we also do genetic testing, gut health testing, all this different stuff. So we're getting this data and your historical information.
Yeah.
And when you get that stuff all done, you're sitting down with a practitioner who's specially trained in this for 45 to 60 minutes. Most doctor visits are 7 minutes.
Yes.
7.
7. Yeah,
It's real.
Yeah.
7 minutes you get to spend with your doctor. It is impossible for him to properly assess you.
Or does he even want to assess you at that point? Like a gnome.
Well, no, that's the mainstream medical system.
Wow.
It used to be this way. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking it back to where it should be.
Yeah.
It should be this 45 to 60 minute consultation. And what we do, we go over line by line everything that is in your lab work. If we're doing a gut health panel, we'll do that same thing. If we're doing a genetic test, do that same thing.
Yeah.
Going over your medical history, going over your historical data, what medications you're on, and then we're asking you, and this is kind of like a funny thing, how do you feel? Oh, well, you know, I feel okay for my age. I don't want to feel okay for my age. I want to feel okay for a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
That's what I want to feel like.
Yeah.
I want to feel like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like a 40-year-old man.
Right.
What does a 40-year-old man feel like? I don't know. It doesn't sound good though.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, we're asking the questions because we want them to feel like the most optimal version of themselves. That's what I want. And that's the real goal. And if we can get people to that place to be this optimal version, and you see my book right up there behind your head. That book comes out in about a month and a half.
Okay.
And it's called Operation Optimal.
Where can I pre-order?
You can pre-order on my website.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
tomomarjanovic.com. That book highlights everything that I have learned over, how long? 20 years? 25 years? Yeah, 20 years plus of study, personal practice, and through running this clinic for the last 7 years plus. This is everything that I have kind of built out and highlighted on how you can live the most optimal way.
Yeah.
And it starts with data. It starts with understanding how the medical system works. It goes into how you have to think about medicine and how you have to think about your lifestyle. It's not just, this book is not like a sales pitch for the clinic. It's actually the antithesis of it. It's how to prevent coming to my clinic early. I want you to be healthy and optimal into your late 30s and early 40s, because I should not be seeing 30-year-old men come into my clinic.
True.
I should not be seeing late 20-year-old women with massive fertility issues. Why? Birth control. We know. Bad diet. We know. Shitty lifestyle. We know. Alcohol. We know. This is old. If you don't know, now you know. Cue the song. Right? What song is Dr. Dre? Yeah, there you go. If you don't know, and now you know.
For women out there, I want to know, like, oh, my periods are bad. They hurt really bad. Go to the doctor. Doctor's like, here, a pill.
Yeah.
It's going to fix it for you. Birth
here's
control.
Here's a synthetic hormone. Here's a synthetic hormone that is going to not fix the problem. It's going to stop your period.
Yeah.
So instead of looking at, well, why is your menstrual cycle so painful?
Yes.
Why? And there's a bunch of different reasons. Is it a PCOS thing? Is it an estrogen progesterone thing? They're not testing hormones, by the way. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.
But it is underlying hormonal thing. That's the only reason.
It could be a mineral thing. You don't know. Okay. It could just be that, when you're younger, it's usually the menstrual cycles are usually a little more rough on women.
Okay.
But it's also natural.
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's what it is. Mm. There are women out there that have immensely strong, painful periods. Now, what is the problem? There's no way that I can tell you this, but I will tell you that blood work will usually lead the way to how to fix this without stopping your period. There is a whole slew of women today, 2026, that have massive issues conceiving children.
Wow.
Because they have stopped their period for so many years and they have completely destroyed the reproductive cycle.
Wow.
It's so bad.
I needed someone to say that because it just doesn't sound right in my head. Like I was talking.
It's actually one of the largest. So we are about to go through over the next 20 to 30 years, we're about to go through a population decline in the West.
Isn't that what was planned? I mean, what can I say?
Shall we get the tinfoil hat back there? It's back there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's people are waking up to it though. They really are.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully,
people are waking up to it. It really is. It's getting there. I think that over the next 5 years or so, unless they do another pandemic, I think over the next 5 years or so, you're going to see a huge resurgence of people really focusing on their health. I think it's starting already. You have all these big name people that are coming out talking about health, wellness, optimization, lifestyle. And guys, it all starts with lifestyle.
Yes.
What you eat, what you drink, how you behave, how you sleep, how you stress. This is all encompassed on how wellness is built.
Yes.
You can be well, and you can't, you should not be having a detrimental hormone decline or a fertility issue until you're at a certain point.
Yes.
There is an age that will happen.
Yeah.
No matter what, there is an age that will happen.
Yeah.
And you will have to make a choice. Feel like shit or get optimized.
Yes.
It's a real choice.
I'm going to pivot here a little bit towards, like, we're talking about women's conversation. Are you good with talking about feminism?
I love feminism. It's my favorite thing. Can't you see I'm wearing pink today? We can talk about feminism, absolutely.
Well,
it depends what wave we're talking about, what my feelings are on feminism itself.
Well, what's feminism to you originally? Let's start with that. Like, what's your take on feminism so far versus what's modern day feminism? Because there is actually a big difference. Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So, when you're talking about feminism, I'm joking about feminism a little bit.
Yes.
Do I love women? Absolutely. I love
Who doesn't? Yeah, come on.
Do I love that, first wave feminism gave women rights? Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I think women should vote sometimes. Sorry, here's what it is. But I think they should have the right to. That's okay. That's my personal opinion, and people can, debate that if they want. And if you feel differently, all good. I don't care.
Yeah.
So should women be able to drive? Scary sometimes. But, they should have the rights to be able to do things.
Okay.
They should have the rights to fair pay. If a woman is working, I'm not going to pay. All the people in my clinic working for me are women.
Yes.
They're awesome.
Yes.
They work better than most men in their positions.
I believe so.
In the medical clinic.
Yeah.
They're more organized. They are good at the systems and processes. They're very friendly. I love it. Yeah. They do an awesome job. Thank God that I have a mostly female staff in my industry.
Yes.
If I'm running a construction company, I'm not hiring women, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because we are all built to do different things. So first wave feminism was a good thing, I think. What happened is it was hijacked by extremists. And it turned into a man-hating...
We know who, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it's real.
Yeah.
It turned into a man-hating, we are all equal, equity, equality, whatever word you want to use.
Filling them with bitterness against and pointing fingers, just like dividing
Sure.
them again, like left and right. So
Listen, division.
yeah.
The way this works is if you and why do they really want to do it? If you want to really get into this, and you can debate this if you want on here, feel free to comment. They wanted more workforce.
Double taxes?
They wanted double taxes. They wanted more workforce. They wanted to, how do I say this? Indoctrinate your children in the school system.
Yes.
To make you better workers. Who invented the school system? You know?
Yes.
Rockefeller, right?
Yes.
John D. Rockefeller.
I was going to say it's other term, but you're right. Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
But John D. Rockefeller invented the schooling system, the modern school system. Why? Because he wanted to teach them how to be better workers. So if you want your kid to be very, very successful, the modern school system is not the way necessarily. Now, do I think school is very important? I do. Do I think college is largely bullshit? Yes. But there are 3 things about that you need to go to college for. You want to be a doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go to college. Want to be a lawyer? Gotta go to law school. Gotta go to college.
Yeah.
You want to be, what else is there, Gary? Maybe an engineer?
Engineers, doctors, lawyers,
I think that's it. Maybe architect. Architect.
Yeah.
You have to go to architectural school.
Yes.
So outside of those 4 modalities, college is largely bullshit.
Yeah.
You got a degree in underwater basket weaving. Fucking cool, bro. What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
You know, most people don't learn shit in college.
Yeah.
You get more education right now. You can probably learn more self-educating than you can in college anymore.
Basically, yes.
You know? So feminism, doubled the workforce, made kids go to daycare, made kids, go into this normal schooling system that they wanted to build slaves out of. Unfortunately, it turned women against men, and then it transversely turned men against women.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all kind of part of the plan, so to speak.
Yes.
That's my take on feminism right now. The whole idea that, the patriarchy and masculinity is toxic. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. By the way, all the things they say that's toxically masculine is not actually masculine. That's where they screwed up.
Give us an example.
So they say like an aggressive man, this macho aggressive, right?
Yeah.
That guy's not masculine. It's largely bullshit. That's a fucking peacock. That's somebody peacocking. That guy. We've seen them all. We've all seen them.
Yes.
The masculine guy is the dangerous guy in the corner who's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been around him.
Yep.
And you feel that presence in a room. You know when someone dangerous walks in a room.
Yep.
You know when an actual, I hate even using the word because it's so lame, like that alpha.
Yeah.
It's lame.
It's lame because people have popular.
They've made it lame.
Yes, yeah.
I hate saying it because people made it lame, but it's real. When you look at that guy who would be considered an alpha male in a group of men, other alpha men will realize it. And these betas out there, and they made new terms. What they make? Sigma and some other bullshit.
Whatever, yeah.
Whatever. It's alphas and betas, right? And alphas can be out alphaed.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And it's just like the thing we said earlier. There's always someone better than you.
Yes.
I'm an idiot if I think that I'm going to out alpha everybody.
Yes.
Not possible.
Yep.
All good.
Yep.
Can I give them respect? Am I going to let them alpha me in a physical way or in a verbal way or combative way? No, because our society doesn't really dictate that anymore.
Yes.
But back in the day when it was like Viking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The toughest guy's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So, when it comes to this alpha male thing, all this alpha male stuff, they say masculine alpha male men, they're abusive and they're loud and they're angry and they're this. None of those guys are masculine. The idea of masculinity and alpha is completely backwards. They've brainwashed women to think those guys are the alphas. The real alphas are the guys that are quiet, stoic, and I will say this, if you're not dangerous as a man, you're not alpha.
Yeah, true.
If you're not dangerous, if you don't know how to handle a weapon, if you don't know how to handle yourself in a fight, if you're not ready to, I say this all the time, if you're not ready to kill everybody in the room that you go in, ready. Every room that I walk in, I assess the room as if, what if any of these people attack me? What am I going to do? And most of the time, I'm like, okay, I feel like I can fight anybody in this room and I'll be okay. If I see a guy that I don't, that guy looks like he could potentially give me a run for my money, or that guy could fuck me up. What's around me? I don't have a gun on me, let's say. Or I don't have a knife on me. What's around me? Oh, I can break that wine bottle and stab him in the throat. Cool. I literally think like that.
Yeah.
And people are like, that's crazy. Why would you think like that? Because you have to be prepared all the time. Now, imagine I'm with, my daughter. You don't think that I'm prepared to kill everybody in that room in case they try to go after my daughter?
Right.
Bro, I'm thinking like that all the time. That's real. That's normal. But I'm not sitting there, masculine, bravado, asshole, that's not masculine. Right. That's a peacock, and I guarantee he cowers to a person like me or you.
Yeah.
But we are quiet and reserved and respectful. And I'm sure you do. I de-escalate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every time.
If someone wants to fight me, I am going to do everything in my power to not fight.
The price of violence is too high to pay, actually.
Correct.
Yes.
So I will do everything that I can to avoid violence. Yeah. That's how a man behaves. That's how a masculine man behaves. That's how an alpha man behaves.
Yeah.
Women have completely been bought into an idea that really the betas are the alphas. Because only betas beat women. Only betas are abusive.
Yeah.
These are all betas. They're not alpha men. Alpha men don't behave like that.
Yeah.
Alpha men behave with honor, with integrity, with love, with care. Go see a real alpha man. Go look at a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, I've interviewed some of them on the podcast.
Go look at Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
You see him around a baby. Woo, that's what they do.
Yeah.
You see him around a dog, same thing.
Same shit.
You know what I mean? You see him in nature, they're respectful. You see him like they're stoic, they're calm.
Yeah.
They're loving.
Yeah.
They're so caring. That's what a fucking man looks like.
But how dangerous they are. They can literally
They will
take your
literally
life and
rip your throat out.
Yeah.
That's how a real man behaves.
Yeah.
But you have to realize that man that is capable of that, he's capable of that not just to defend himself, it's more for other people.
Yes.
Yes. A man who's abusive and a man who is loud and a man who is boisterous and a man who does all, these people aren't alpha.
Yeah.
They're bullshitters.
Yeah.
They're fake. And that's what feminism has done.
Yes.
Feminism has made women think that's the alpha man and alpha men are bad. And masculinity is bad. So in turn, men have now been diminished and men are afraid to be masculine.
Yeah.
Men are afraid to, they almost want men to be women and women to be men.
True.
They flipped it.
And especially with, when they're turning frogs gay into the water with the hormone.
Oh, atrazine? They're turning the frogs gay! How do I say it like him? What's his name?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. They're turning the frogs gay! Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Yeah. I mean, that is real, though.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually is real. Yeah. So they made her.
The whole thing about like birth controls, like going
in the water supply.
In the pee, and because it doesn't get filtrated, and now you're drinking the same thing.
There's a crazy book called Aspire Rejuvenation.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the author, but we'll put it in. We'll put it in a link below.
Yeah.
Go read Aspire Rejuvenation.
Mm-hmm.
It is an excellent book, and it talks about how phytoestrogens in our environments, birth control in the water supply. I talked to him on the phone once, and he told me he had to leave some things out of the book. I'll say this off camera because I can't say it on camera because I get literally banned forever off of all internet. But there are some crazy things that have happened to our society based on what has been put in our water supply and based on what has been put in our food. And it's been, testosterone levels are at an all-time low over the last 70, 80 years. They're saying that our great-grandparents had testosterone levels closer to the 8 and 900 range. And the average range right now is like 400, 500.
Wow.
Half. Cut it in half. Sick.
Wow. And let's say if I am 23-year-old and my testosterone level, if I get the labs done, is around 500-600, what are my next steps?
So again, this is very individual. It depends on how you feel and how you're behaving. Because some people's optimal level may be in that 500, 600, 700 range. We do have people like that. And they feel great. And if I put them at 900 or 1100, they have symptoms. Negative symptoms.
Okay.
So it's like, it's so individual, which is why I tell everybody, young age, start getting tested.
Okay.
Just get lab work done.
Okay.
And that way you understand your historical data. Because how old are you?
23.
Okay, you're a young man.
Yeah.
I'm 40. So I remember at 22, 21, 20, that age group when my testosterone was close to 1,500. Like,
you're tearing through walls?
Yeah. Like I'm ready to drill a hole through my wall,
Yeah.
Like you want to, like basically you want to fight everybody.
Yeah.
You want to fuck everything.
Yeah.
Everything feels great. You can fall down a mountain, which it did happen. I fell down a mountain skiing, drunk, when I was in college.
Totally superhero, right?
Bro, I'm falling down head over heels on this mountain, Black Diamond. Went down it drunk, stupid. I was 19 years old, and this hat. We were in New York, I think, and I get up and I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Bro, if I fell down a bunny hill right now, I'm going to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember what 22-year-old me feels like.
Yeah.
So, it's, if you understand what optimal feels like.
You don't like back down?
Why would you?
Why would you, right?
Why would you? Because it's not harmful.
Yeah.
To be optimal is not harmful. It's only healthy. How do you think all of Hollywood's doing this?
Yeah.
How do you think everybody looks the way they do in Hollywood? What do you think? It's just, they just must have some magic shit. No, they're just on hormones.
Yeah.
They're on HRT. They're on growth hormone. They're taking stem cells. They're taking exosomes. What do you think's happening?
Yeah.
They are anti-aging.
Yes.
Brad Pitt, you just saw him in F1? You see the movie?
Yeah.
Sick.
Sick, yeah.
Why does he look like that? Why does Brad Pitt still look like Brad Pitt? If he dyed his hair, if he had no grays, he looks exactly the same as he did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
His testosterone is optimal. I guarantee it. He's on peptides. He's on stem cells. He's doing exosomes.
Yeah.
Do they maybe do a little bit of Botox here and there? Sure they do.
Yeah. It's part of the job, so it's whatever.
Yeah. It's their face is their money.
Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about the feminism aspect of things. So as a girl dad, I always wanted to ask someone who is on the same level as like you are.
Yeah.
That as a girl dad, what do you think of sending your girl to college?
My daughter's not even going to go to normal school, so.
Okay. that's a good start.
Yeah.
But you know the college culture. You know what women go through. It's morely like most of them are partying, drinking, hooking up, and next thing you know, when they come out of college and they're trying to find a good husband to settle down.
They're ran through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, that starts with the parents and the upbringing.
Yes.
Your kids are going to experiment. Your kids are going to do shit they're not going to like.
Yeah.
I did. Everybody did. Yeah. Now, if your daughter is going to go to college to become a hoe for 4 years and thinks she's going to come out unscathed, you failed at parenting.
Yes.
You did not make them understand that sex is not used like this.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many women today that think sex is not important and they throw it around like it's nothing.
Exactly.
Look at the internet. Look at OnlyFans. Look at all, like, girls are literally prostituting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, I know personally.
Oh, you live right by Miami, so you definitely know. You see a lot.
So right here in Orlando, I know bartenders and bottle girls that are legitimate prostitutes that actually sell their body for money and purses and jewelry. Literally. And they think it's okay. And then they think it's empowering to start an OnlyFans. Well, look at how much money I made. Well, you're a porn star. Your father must be proud. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You think any reasonable masculine leader of a man is going to tolerate that? If they do, it's a simp. He's a simp. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you're kidding yourself as a woman to think that you can behave like that and not have consequences.
Yeah.
And you should. But if you're a woman, so if you're a girl dad, I'm a girl dad.
Yes.
My daughter's 2. In 16 years, she'll be 18 years old, and she may want to go to college. She probably won't because she's going to be smart. She already is very smart.
Mm-hmm.
She will have the best tutors and the best teachers, and she will travel the world with her tata. And she's going to learn culture and wisdom and life from her family and from people that I'm around and from people like Gary and people like my friend Steve and Chris and people like you, God willing, and James and Bailey. Yeah. And she's going to experience life from a different perspective. She's still going to learn the basics.
Yeah.
But I'm in a position, and I will always make sure I'm in a position to make sure she gets an education that is not tainted by bullshit.
Yeah.
right? So when she learns, well, Tomo, what are you going to do? You're just not going to send her to school? Nope. Sure the fuck I'm not. Well, how are you going to educate her? I'll buy a teacher. What do you mean? I'll just buy her a new teacher every year. Kindergarten teacher?
Yeah.
You're employed for a year. Here's $75,000. It's more than you're making in school.
Yep.
First grade, here you go. I will do it through her whole life. That's why I work hard. So I have that option.
Wow.
Because I don't want my daughter to grow up in a fucking system that turns her into this travesty.
Yeah.
It's sick, and it ruins women. It damages them.
Have you been in a relationship where you fell for that one woman who was basically all the stuff we were talking about, like college, ran through feminism bullshit, and that she ended up breaking your heart, and you're like, okay, shit, there's something more to this?
Only one woman ever broke my heart, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me because it actually led me to leave law enforcement. One of the things.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you the story in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've all been fooled by women.
Yes.
Men, if you say you haven't, that you're just either you're fucking, you're some kind of saint or some kind of superpower god.
Yeah.
But we've all been fooled by women.
Yes.
People lie, and it's okay. We've all been fooled, and we had to learn. That's how you learn lessons.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get screwed over by somebody, you don't feel pain through a situation, you're not going to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
I thank God for all my ex-girlfriends. Thank God I dated her and went through that trauma and that hell. And yes, men go through trauma.
Yeah.
And you're either going to learn or you're going to repeat.
Yeah.
Story of the first time I had my heart broken. I fell in love with a woman in 2018. Fell in love hard. Looked at her, saw her for the first time. I said, I need her. That's mine. That was made for me. And that summer, we started dating. And she recently broke up with a boyfriend, whatever. And through that summer, I'm talking like head over heels. I knew this woman was built for me from head to toe. This is the absolute perfect woman for me. I must have her. I was a cop at the time. And we were dating, and she was fighting it a little bit. And, she kept talking about her ex-boyfriend. And I was tolerant of it because she was young.
Yeah.
I'm 10 years older than her.
Okay.
So, she was young, and I was in my early 30s. She was in her early 20s.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be tolerant with it. And then, and I'm telling this woman, I'm like, I'm going to marry you, and I'm putting babies, and she was going with it.
Okay.
And she was like, yes, like, you're the love of my life. You're literally what I've always looked for in a man.
Yeah.
End of that summer, went back to her boyfriend, went back to her ex, after knowing she was in love with me. And it was definitely the last time that I've ever cried in a true depression over a woman. And I remember crying in bed, and I'm sad boy shit. Yeah. Okay, I'm not ashamed to say this shit.
Well, I've been through that.
Bro, everybody's been through that.
Oh yeah.
You ever like sitting there in the bed and you're fucking crying your eyes out, wondering what happened? You're looking at a picture of her.
Yeah.
You're reminiscing, right?
And you're like
eating
yourself. You're like, fuck.
It sucks.
Yeah.
You're sad. You wish it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm super depressed, and I did this for about a day. Off and on. I went about my day. I went to work and all this shit, but my world felt broken, and my heart was broken. And then I came to the position and the place where I was like, okay, that woman that I found to be perfect did not find me perfect. And I didn't compare myself to the other man. What I did is I compared myself to what the vision of and the version of myself that I wanted to be. I said, all right, I will never not be chosen again.
Yes.
2 months later, I left law enforcement, went into a different career. A year later, I built my business. For the first time, became an entrepreneur. A year after that, I paid myself for the first time as an entrepreneur. A year after that, I made my first $1 million. A year after that, I made my first $10 million. Because of a breakup. But it wasn't because of a breakup. It was because I had to come to a realization. I wasn't in the position that I needed to be in. And it took a woman to leave me to understand that I had to level up. And as men, and you know what? As women, for women, if they watch this part right here, if you understand as a woman how important you are to men, we put you on such a pedestal that we will change our entire fucking life, Because of you, we will literally pivot our entire career, move everything, move to a different city, start a brand new thing, go through the stress and pressure of being an entrepreneur, put everything on the line, starve, sleep in our cars, sleep in our office. We will put everything on the line for a woman. If women understood that power, they would stop fighting with men. They would understand that we are supposed to be an asset to each other, that we are supposed to be a collaborative, that if we just understood that there are male dynamics and female dynamics, and together we make a perfect dynamic, everything is solved. Everything is perfect. But heartbreak's part of that. You have to go through it. I love talking about my heartbreak story because it made me who I am. I credit a lot of my success to being heartbroken. And I'm going to be heartbroken again, I'm sure. It's okay. Will I react the same way? Will I cry the same way? Absolutely not. Never again. Never again will I react the same way. Has it hardened me a little bit? Of course. It's supposed to. Am I a little more wise, a little more intelligent about how I approach women and talk to women? Oh, yeah. Because it's very easy to be manipulated when you're in love.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Being in love is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love love. But what I'm building in life is more important, you know?
Yeah.
So any woman that's going to be in my life has to fit a mold that is pretty stringent because I have family, I have staff, I have a daughter, I have an empire. Empire doesn't fall. You play chess?
Yes. It only falls when the king falls, not the queen. So
The queen can fall.
yeah.
Game isn't over.
Yeah.
Only falls when the king falls.
True.
So, you know, when it comes to love, relationships, feminism, masculine, again, not easy. Real fucking simple, though.
Yeah.
Real simple.
Yeah. That's true. Well, we hear buzzwords like BPC 157, peptides, exosomes, like constantly. Like, break it down for us. What are they, and why are they getting popular all of a sudden?
They're popular because they're able to be profitable. That's why they're popular. People are talking about it all the time because they're profitable and people are trying to sell it. I've been using peptides since 2004. Yeah.
Like Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll show you some pictures of me and Chris Bumstead working out in.
He lives in Orlando, isn't he?
No, he lives in South Florida, Fort Myers, I think.
Okay.
But, you know, me and Chris Bumstead in 2017, 2016, working out together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, I was in bodybuilding scene for a long time.
Yeah.
Pictures with Jay, Ronnie, everybody, like I knew everybody.
Brian, you have Brian on your podcast.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, Brian and I are good friends. We still talk all the time. So, you know, peptides, I've been using them forever. BPC 157, been around since the 80s. Croatian guy actually developed it.
Oh, wow.
Most of the peptides that people are talking about have been around for decades. And they have a lot of study behind them. The reason why they're not marketed highly and they're not in normal mainstream medicine is because they work. Yeah, they're not a Band-Aid. Weird.
Yeah.
So what's a peptide? A peptide is a messenger signal. A peptide is a string of amino acids that tells your body to do something. It's not something, it tells your body to do something. Does that make sense? So you have an amino acid chain and it tells your body, let's say what I took last night before I went to bed, why I slept so good, I had so many vivid dreams. Ipamorelin and CJC 1295, combo peptide to increase growth hormone levels. Those amino chains in that peptide told my pituitary gland to secrete more growth hormone at bedtime. What that did, helped my body heal, all this stuff, but it also helped me sleep very well. You know, high growth hormone levels, you sleep a little bit better, believe it or not. Sleep deeper. So, you know, that's what peptides are. When it comes to exosomes, secretomes, stem cells, we understand it's a living cell. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're getting them from umbilical cord or placenta, they're unassigned. Basically, you put them wherever, let's say your shoulder, they can heal your shoulder, but stem cells travel. So here's, you know, administration is a whole conversation in itself. But let's say you have a liver problem. Yeah. Let's say you're a heavy drinker. My shoulder hurts. I want stem cells. You put them in your shoulder. Your body's going to prioritize those cells. So it's going to move from your shoulder down to your liver. And it's going to fix your liver. Okay. You know, so it's like it fixes what it needs to fix. Exosomes, secretomes, those come off of the stem cells. Yeah. And they are growth factors and tiny vesicles that are basically used as data centers for repair. Yeah. So I do exosome or secretome IVs flood my body with billions of exosomes, secretomes, growth factors. I really don't have any injuries because I've been doing this for a while and fairly optimal. And I get a lot of brain boosting ability. So literally it'll heal. So exosomes, secretomes, they will cross blood-brain barrier and they will heal your brain. They can actually heal neural tissue. Crazy studies on this.
Wow.
Yeah. You're talking about reversal in Alzheimer's potentially. You're talking about reversal in dementia. You're talking about reversal in brain damage. You're talking about reestablishing and even establishing neural connections. Yeah. Get into the real crazy science of this.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of study on this now. And again, you know, this is not stuff that Big Pharma and Big Med want you to really have.
Yeah.
It fixes it. You know, and this is not a medical term. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, exosomes, secretomes, stem cells, and peptides will fix all your problems.
Yeah.
But they can.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah.
Will it? I don't know. It depends.
Yeah.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Depends on you, right?
Let's talk about like hacks. Like everyone wants a shortcut outside of diets, exercise. Like what's the one thing in the industry that moves the needle?
I would say just optimizing hormones is going to be your biggest needle mover, but you have to be doing everything else.
Lifestyle.
It has to be.
Yeah.
You can't if you sleep like shit, you diet, you don't eat well, and you don't exercise, you don't move. Like people talk about that 10,000 steps a day thing. That's real. If you're not moving and exercising and eating well, all these things, if you're not doing all of that, and you're just taking HRT, you're not going to get the benefits. It's not going to really work for you. Could you get some? Sure, but the real optimal place is when your lifestyle is perfect, and then and I tell everybody, fix your lifestyle first. Your hormones might fix themselves from your lifestyle.
Yeah,
they may not. If they can't, cool. Come to the clinic. We'll help you out.
Right.
But if they can, great. Save yourself some money. By what? Taking some action.
Yeah.
Simple.
And if a guy can't afford like a concierge doctor right now, what are the 3 things he can do tomorrow to fix his hormones on his own? We mentioned lifestyle, walking around. What else?
So lifestyle. So lifting weights. It's not a joke. It's not a fad. It's not like, oh, ex bodybuilder. No, lifting weights and building muscle and having less body fat. That will increase your hormone output. Diet is huge.
Yes.
So people don't realize like mechanisms in the body. Cholesterol makes hormones. So people are like, oh, low cholesterol diet. Shut up.
What a scam, yeah.
Dumb. It's a scam.
Yeah.
Eat whole eggs. Eat a fatty steak. Cholesterol builds hormones. The lack of cholesterol, which is why, sorry, vegans, your testosterone's low for the most part.
Right.
Now, there are some outliers, of course, but for the most part, that is the case. Data proves that, so you can argue all you want.
It's quite funny when people like listen to, like there was a big comedian named Kevin Hart, I'm sure you've heard of it. He came on Joe Rogan and he's like, I love those Beyond Meat burgers. And Joe Rogan called him out right there, was like, nope, not buying into that.
Slop, bro. That is poison slop.
Yeah.
Seed oils and artificial ingredients and all these preservatives and like you ever see the ingredient list of like a Beyond Burger or like those Impossible Burgers?
I don't even know the names of that. Like
there's like 90 ingredients in it.
Wow.
So
90?
It's ridiculous. I mean, we can probably look at it. It's at least 50. Yeah, it's insane. And it's a bunch of different stuff that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
Because all it is seed oils, preservatives, and random chemicals.
Yeah.
It's fake. It's just bullshit.
And what's the biggest health food scam that people are eating every day and thinking it's good for them?
Health food scam. I don't know if it's a scam, but it's just the processed foods. All the processing that happens in foods. You need to eat like very minimally processed single ingredient foods. What's a steak made of? Steak. It's beef.
Yeah.
Right? So bread. People demonize bread. My mom makes bread. You know how many ingredients are in bread?
3, 4.
Yeah.
4, yeah.
Yeah, so flour, water, yeast, salt. I would put salt in it personally. Yeah. So you could do it with 3.
3, yeah.
It needs salt though. Trust me. So you have a 4 ingredient bread versus a bread in the store which has at least 20. Look at what you're eating. They just did a huge study on bread in America, and I think it was 17 out of 20 most popular breads bought in grocery stores had glyphosate in them. And people were like, "Oh, celiac disease and what's it called? Gluten insensitivity." That's all fake, by the way. That's not real.
So gluten.
Fake.
Okay.
Fake. It doesn't exist. The gluten it's all fake. You've been fucking lied to the entire. If you think you have a gluten intolerance, if you think you have celiac disease, the doctor that made up celiac disease came out and said he made it up. There's bullshit.
Wow.
Because guess what? You can go and you can eat gluten in Italy and you're not going to have a stomach problem.
Yeah.
Why does that happen? Well, because they're not filled with glyphosate and a shitload of processed materials.
Yes.
You don't have a problem with the
bread.
with the bread, with the wheat. You don't have a problem with that. It's how it's processed.
Yeah.
It's what's in it. That's your problem. Guess why? You're being poisoned.
Yeah.
Because these manufacturers can make bread faster that stays on the shelf longer to make more money. You know how easy it is to make bread?
You need sourdough starter. Let me think.
It is so simple.
Yeah, probably it's like a 2-day worth of process, and then you
sure. But once you have the sourdough starter, you have it forever. You just keep using it.
Yeah.
You can make you can make 6 loaves of bread in an oven.
Yeah.
So easy.
Is lactose intolerant also a scam?
No. So lactose intolerance happens because of something else. It's usually because you're missing lactase, which is a digestive enzyme.
Okay.
Now Lactaid, the tablet that you can chew up.
Yeah.
That's lactase. That's basically the enzyme.
Okay.
So people usually have that enzyme issue. It depends. It could be just that you have a gut health issue.
Yeah.
It could be that you became lactose intolerant from not eating dairy. Because when you stop eating something, what happens? Well, your body is a beautiful running machine. So when you stop eating dairy, your body's gonna say, "Well, I don't need to keep this lactase digestive enzyme around.
Right.
Yeah, expel it. You don't need it."
Right.
And then you start eating dairy again. "Oh, I'm lactose intolerant now." No, you just don't have the enzyme.
Yeah.
You don't have the enzyme to digest it.
Does it comes back when you start that?
It could.
Okay.
Now it depends. This is all. Listen, if I could solve all the problems that happen with lactose intolerance, I'd probably be a billionaire. But it's truly an individual thing. It depends how it starts, and some people just can't produce lactase. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's a real thing too.
Yeah.
Some people aren't built to eat certain foods, and that's also why we do like gut health sensitivity tests in the clinic. We do genetic testing. We do food sensitivity testing. People eat stuff they shouldn't be eating.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, well, I don't know. Every time I eat strawberries, my stomach hurts like crazy." Well, yeah, we just proved that you should not be fucking eating strawberries because you don't have X, or because your gut says this, or because you're intolerant of this. It's such a simple thing to do some testing and get some data, so you know what cooperates with your body. The science is here. The future of how to stay super healthy is already here.
Yeah.
You just literally need to do it.
Right. Well, Tomo, you're a very intelligent man, like
you,
a good dad, a great dad in the future, an awesome businessman, a leader, an inspired entrepreneur. Well, I'd like to end this whole podcast by a little rapid fire.
Yeah.
If that's cool.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So this is called the rapid fire, the Tomo edition. I named it specifically.
Perfect.
So steak or sushi?
Steak.
Cigars or coffee?
Cigars.
Cardio or heavy lifting?
Heavy lifting.
What's one message to your 20-year-old self in one sentence?
Don't stagnate. Don't stagnate.
And if all your content, all your achievements, everything was erased tomorrow, and you had next 3 minutes to leave a productive thought to the world, what would you say?
Everything is in your control. And I'll elaborate. And that's the only thing that I would say. Everything is in your control. Why I say that is because you can literally create shit from nothing. You can create, and I'm not talking about some woo science, some pseudoscience bullshit. I'm talking about through dedicated effort, through action, through study, you can literally become the most powerful version and the most powerful person in an industry or a field of study or anything that you want to do. You want to be the most world-renowned psychologist in the world? Spend the next 2 years reading every psychology book. 2 years. Read every one. Not one, not two, not go to get a psychology degree. Read every book. You can read a book a week. I'm reading a book a week this year, by the way.
Okay.
So read every book on the subject matter for 2 years. You will literally be the most intelligent, most well-read, most educated person in the entire field. That's how you fucking win. Just don't stop.
And I know you're a cigar man, and I know your time is very precious, so I got you a little gift.
My man.
Right here. So that's for you.
Oh, what do we got? Don Carlos Fuentes, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know you're a man of taste, and you don't like anything. I pick anything cheap, but
Don Carlos are great, bro. These are excellent cigars. Thank you so much.
so hopefully you like him.
Yeah, these are 2020 Fuente age selection. I've smoked the smallest Don Carlos, this one right here.
Okay.
I have not smoked these larger, but I heard the flavor and these are amazing.
Yeah, he did. It's supposed to sit on your palate for a little longer. That's what the guys.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it,
that.
brother.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. This is a wrap on today's episode for Stallion Confidential, and I'm here with Tomo. What a podcast.
Yeah, excellent.
One of the best ones I've ever had.
I appreciate
to be honest
you, man.
with
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.